I'm almost 50. I gotta keep it together. I'll be 50 in 4 years.
When he's pulling you out of a burning building, you're gonna appreciate
No,
the
I'm
shoulders.
not complaining. I just didn't know y'all really broke it down like that. Like shoulder day? Like,
Yeah, you gotta
that's
pick
a lot of
days.
dedication.
That's when you're not going in there around. See, me, I go in there, I'm around. All right, what machine is free? All right, cool. All right, no problem. I'm in there looking crazy. All right, cool. With that word, all right, no doubt. You done with that, Playboy? All right, cool. Let me get down. All right, no problem.
He's so stupid.
Here, while like him come walking past me, mixing up like protein, medicine, a guave, adrenaline juice,
a little cream
mixed with Michael Jordan sweat.
I flipped on a nigga yesterday, a Spanish kid. You know, they throw the weights.
Yeah, I hate when people.
Yeah,
I say, yo, bro, if it's too heavy, right? Because you just dropping it and they rolling everywhere. He like, yo, I'm doing my own thing. I said, bro, don't throw the weight again, bro. Like, she almost hit my toe.
Oh yeah.
You trying to lift 125 on chest and it's too heavy, so you dropping it.
Yeah, I don't like the people that do
Hey, bro,
that.
get a spot, bro.
I don't like when people do that. And are you getting all this? Might as well keep it in. I'm introduced in a minute, but let's finish this conversation. Let's finish this conversation.
I
Now
don't
I'm an
train
intro.
weights. I fight. I train fighting.
Right.
You're a mixed martial artist, right?
Yeah, I like fighting. I like violence. So that's my main thing.
My son needed him because he would have been able to get out of this.
I love that. But you have, as he said, the older you get, the more you got to keep in shape to do the things that you want to do effectively.
I'm not far off from you guys, but thank you, because he's talking to me like I'm not. But I'm not far away from, that's why, that's why I go to the gym, is because of that. It's because you get into an age where it's like, you want to be able to pick something up off the floor without it being a project.
Yeah, I just want to be able to get out of a fight without somebody a hoodie up.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
I don't want to roll around on it like that. That's over.
Yo, get some training in.
But he got it all muscle. Like,
he's talking about his son. He's talking about his son.
Oh yeah. No, that shit is the truth. My man called jujitsu the art of folding clothes while you're still wearing them.
Oh. Well, so it's like.
And then I trained jujitsu and I saw exactly what the fuck he was talking about. Literally make a pretzel out of you, and you see it coming and you can't stop it. That's the most demoralizing thing.
Listen,
as strong as you are, they just figure out it's literally chess. But if they pull this way and that way, and then do this, all of a sudden you can't breathe and you don't see it coming.
No, if you're talking about a pretzel situation, it ain't gonna be that. On that note,
that is not the note I was on. It's nowhere near the note I was on.
Anyway.
I didn't even have that instrument in my head. I don't know how you got to that note. All right, cool. You know what?
This is setting the tone for what we're about to get into.
I'll shut the fuck up. I see where this is going. All right.
Hi, everyone. This is Bianca Torres, apartment 5H. We're back at it. Jim's World is in the building.
Yo.
And today we have a very, very special guest. We have Mecca in the building.
Salute.
Thanks for pulling out.
One time for DJ Self and not showing up. You bum.
Yeah, no, he is doing a lot, but it's okay.
He's doing a lot being a bum.
He's all over the place, but it's okay.
As a bum
we're still gonna have, listen. You're going to be able to talk without being interrupted. So, okay?
I wasn't even going to throw that shot. All right, Self.
No, he knows I love him. Love you. We miss you.
No, definitely. Just stop trying to tell people I'm from Brooklyn. We won't have a problem.
Wait, where are you from?
I thought he was from Brooklyn.
I thought you were from Brooklyn, too.
Why did everybody think I'm from Brooklyn?
I don't know. You have like a Brooklyn-esque about you. Like, where are you from?
Do you not see these shell toes?
Queens.
With fat laces? Thank you.
You're a Queens guy?
Born and raised in South Jamaica. I've lived in every borough.
Okay.
I've literally lived in every borough. But I'm from Queens. I've never claimed anything but...
Wow. I don't know why. I thought you were from Brooklyn.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel like I've deceived you.
I mean, I'm a little shocked, but it's okay.
I don't. What gave me what made you think Brooklyn? Just out of curiosity. No insult. Again, I've lived in Brooklyn. A lot of my people is from Brooklyn.
I think I did it because I thought Math was from Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And I seen a lot of other people on that show from Brooklyn. I just assumed.
No, I mean, Queens, I don't know. Queens has a different aura from... Well, first of all, I was born in Jamaica, Queens. True. Oh, matter of fact, we did bond over the fact that I was born in Jamaica, Queens the last time you were here.
And still you thought I was from Brooklyn.
I did. I don't know. It's like...
I thought Brooklyn, for sure.
I think that Brooklyn has a little bit of like a bravado about them. Like, Queens guys, they're a little more cooler and laid back. Brooklyn's just like,
Queens
if
definitely
they're
laid
not
back.
saying they're from Brooklyn, they trying to let you know they're from Brooklyn with their energy. That's what I think.
Okay.
It's a compliment though. It's not a bad thing.
I'm not taking it as an insult. I just thought, as much as I rep Queens, even on and off the show, as much as I tell everybody where I'm from, whenever the conversation comes up, I'm never shy about letting everybody know Queens get the money.
$1 bill, y'all, but wow. Okay.
Queens.
That's cream.
It is, and that's Staten Island.
Yeah.
But it was still an innuendo. Let me have it.
A borough I lived in. I've lived in every
You
borough.
did Staten Island
Staten
too?
Island?
I've lived in every borough. Every borough. There's no borough I haven't. Every borough.
Okay, so without being biased, because you're from Queens, what was your favorite borough to live in?
It was Queens.
I'm not gonna lie though. I mean, Queens
Queens
is
is
cool.
clean. It's clean,
It's
too.
clean. They have good party spots, great food, an array of food.
You know why anytime you say where Brooklyn at, they make mad noise no matter where they are? But when you say where Queens at, it's like maybe 1 or 2 motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know why? Because nobody leaves Queens. You know why? Because you don't have to. Everything you want is there.
It is.
You want a Greek, Indian, Portuguese, Chinese, Russian, French, Black, Western, any kind of
Yeah,
West
true.
Indian. All of those people are in Queens. They all have clubs in Queens.
Yep.
They all have restaurants in Queens. So if you like any of the girls I just mentioned, there's a club there. You don't have to leave. If you like
I mean, I was thinking about cuisine, but okay.
any of the any of the food, your fat ass.
Not a lamb chop. I mean, I was thinking about the boo.
Of course you were. Well, me and him thinking about the women. But you got to be able to take. If you get an Indian shorty, you got to be able to take her to an Indian restaurant, most likely. So you got to know a good spot to take her. You never have to leave Queens if you don't want to.
Oh, so you've dated Indian before?
Yes.
Have you dated Indian before?
Might have fucked. I don't think I dated.
Well then.
Yeah, of course.
I dated.
Okay, Mecca. International.
Oh no, but I'm home now. I'm
We out these streets.
I'm home. No, I mean, as far as like where I'm gonna be, I think family is the most important.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think brown people need to stick together because we got a common enemy. I think all this division between, whether you West Indian or African or FBA and
Yeah.
all that other good
Yeah.
stuff, like I hear it, I understand it, but we got one person who don't give a fuck about none of us.
Yeah.
If when the Klan come up, they're not gonna have a rope designated for, oh, okay, well you're foundational Black American. Oh, okay, well you're West Indian. Oh,
Right.
okay, well you're Indian. We
No,
all
together.
get in the, you know what I mean?
100%.
We all get in the rope. So strength and unity, like the strength is in numbers. We need to be on the same page with each other. We can't afford to beef over petty shit in neighborhoods we don't control, in elections we can't buy like everybody else does, in situations we don't own, working in businesses we don't own, and for people who don't care about us. Like, we really need to all just understand we behind enemy lines. I don't want to beef with nobody that look like me.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to beef with nobody where me and you was fighting and the dude who got beef with both of us just doesn't have to do any work. Just waits to see who wins and then goes and gets that dude. Can't do that.
Gladiator shit.
There's an old poem. Don't quote me. I'm gonna fuck this up. But it said when they came for the Jews, I didn't speak because I wasn't a Jew. When they came for the Catholics, I didn't speak because I wasn't a Catholic. When they came for the Union Socialists, I didn't speak because I wasn't a Union Socialist. When they came for me, there was no one left to speak.
Well, so how did you? Okay, listen. When you were on MEO, a lot of them supported Trump, and you were probably one of 2 people.
Yeah, me and Kim.
That's basically,
Me and Kim, yeah.
you were on the opposing team, obviously. So, what was that environment like after the election? Like, I feel like a lot of people that back Trump, and not even feel because I see it, they're like retracting their statements in a sense, but it's too late. The damage is done, and now we just have to go through the motion together. But did you have your like "I told you so" moment at any time, or?
No.
Okay.
No, and because what's understood don't need to be said. You see it. Like, you want me to... again, where is rubbing it in? And I told you so. Going to get us now. We're still all in the. Yes, you fucked up. You fucked. We got.
Do you think they feel like that though? Do you think like, especially in this industry, I feel like a lot of people in this industry will go in for Trump.
They're not gonna admit it though.
Yeah,
they may not admit it, but in their actions, like I feel like you, because you're like me. Like I feel like we know energy and aura. Like, did you get the sentiment from energy and aura that they may have? Do they still support?
The conversation doesn't come up now.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? They have, the conversation is avoided, and again, you know, you just give them a face. Whenever Trump comes up, you just kind of.
Right, because that's what I do too. I'm like, I don't say I told you. I just be like, give them the okie doke, like.
I give your man's on TV.
Your man.
How come you're not watching? This is your guy. Remember, no, you was riding for.
Right.
Your boy's on TV. Like, how come you not? You know, when Kamala come on, hey, all right, hey sis, your boy's on. What's up? You're not. Your shoes can't be that interesting. You put them on already. Why you? What's on the phone, bro?
They're already laced up.
Go and put the phone down. Your man's on the tube. Yeah, but again, we passed that point now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not. It's if this was your wake up call, the tariffs eating up the profits on your business, the acts being passed that are minimizing your freedom and you know the antebellum, go look that up. That one just passed, like in the Housing Act and all these other things just being wiped out left, right, and center. And you know, let's take this guy's name off of this plaque and this black guy, let's get him out the paint.
Yeah,
we don't need to show this. Like,
disgusting.
When I argued that he was a racist and you argued against me, all right, well, how's it look now? I remember somebody told me in the shop, I'd rather have somebody be racist to my face than pretend to not be racist behind my back.
I heard that a lot too.
Well, how's that working? Right. How's that working? This is what racist in your face looks like.
Absolutely. I always said the opposite. I'd rather you do it behind my back. I'd rather you have enough respect in my face.
And shame.
Now you're wearing it proudly like it's a badge of honor. I don't like that. Right. Do it behind my back, because that means that you know there's repercussions to doing it in my face. You know what I'm saying?
Now you see what it looks like when it's unchecked.
Yep.
And when they're with it and everybody is like co-signing it now. Okay, well now there's racism in your face. Is that better?
Right.
This is what it looks like when it's in your face. They erase your accomplishments. They erase your people. They spin you back into Jim Crow with every other move and piss on your leg and tell you it's raining.
Right.
And you brought into this. Okay, so if this was your wake-up call, maybe now we can all get on the same page. Maybe now you can understand that the team you was rocking with, they don't rock with you. You brown, you got an accent, they don't rock with you. Right. I just saw a story of a lawyer who was coming back from Canada. I think I don't want to guess his nationality, but he wasn't white and he wasn't black, but you know, some kind of Indian, Asian something.
Okay.
I don't want to guess because he never said. He's coming back across the border and they stopped him and hemmed him up. He was a lawyer. He was a real estate lawyer. They put him in jail for like 5 hours. Oh, they forced him under duress to go through his phone and read his emails, which is confidential, but they made him under threat of arrest. He called his sister, who's a immigration attorney. And it took all that to get him out. And she said, you know, first it was just, and this guy's a Trump supporter. This guy was he voted for Trump. And he said, she goes, you know, first they came it started with the immigrants, and now they're coming for us Americans, and now they're going to be coming for all of us. And I said, okay, who's going to tell her? Who's going to tell her? Me? You want me to tell her? Who's going to, you want me to? Oh, okay, no problem. Sweetheart, you are not us Americans. When they think Americans, they don't think you.
Yeah, that's true.
You got an accent, and you got a tan that don't go away. And your last name got some funny syllables to it. When they're saying us Americans, they're not talking about you, but you thought they were. Right. And your proximity didn't save you when you was coming back across that border. You got real un-American. Welcome to the rest of us.
Right.
You thought that proximity was going to get you over. All of a sudden, that degree in law that both of y'all had didn't keep your brother out of jail for no reason other than, hey, come here.
Yeah.
Brown guy. That's right. Open the phone, let me see. I shouldn't have to do. Open the phone, let me see.
That's disgusting.
Or you don't go home. And they kept him there for 5 hours. We need to get on the same page.
Yeah, I think it was Paul Mooney, right? He said the N-word wake-up call. He made a joke about that years ago, about how some Latinos forget, like, we're, obviously I can't relate, but a lot of Latinos forget, like, we're on the same page. Like, we're going to go through the same shit together. So you made a joke about that, and now I feel like that joke is, like, happening in real time. Like, oh, you realize that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it took this for you to get the wake-up call? Like,
there's this, I don't even, there's a I think it's either Chinese or Japanese. I hate that I'm brain farting on all this. It's either Chinese or Japanese. The saying says, may you live in interesting times, right? It sounds like a compliment. It's really not. They don't mean that as a compliment. May you live in interesting. It means may you live when the world is like completely on fire.
That's the only time I hear that phrase. Oh, it's interesting times. Yeah, because everything is burning down.
We're here now. We're here now. Like, and you thought it was bad before, but we're actually living in interesting times, and it's you can't plan for stuff like this. Your education doesn't help you.
Right.
Your money barely helps you, because if you're not in that 1%, you don't count. And the people who are making these decisions hit you with tariffs, and then they do some slick shit off to the side, and you didn't notice that because the tariffs were fucking your business up. I got a homeboy trying to import some stuff right now. The import fees alone are eating up the profits. And that's a regular dude with a product doing great business and helping his community, hiring people, knocked them right out the park. Like, it's really big bang take little bang. And if we not together, if we keep all this infighting going, that's why every time we had the Trump debate, I stood on the side I stood on, but I didn't walk out the door. I didn't leave.
Yeah.
I can't fuck with y'all no more. I had people hitting me talking about, yo, you need to dissolve the friendship.
You can't do that. I mean, look, I can understand why people say that, because if you support Trump, it says something about your character. It does.
Yeah, no.
It does. But you have to allow people to have their opinion and their belief. You have to respect that. Because then what type of country do we live in?
Well,
though, listen, both parties are extreme to me. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not, but see, I don't rock with parties. This dude is a crook.
But no, this is next level.
Never mind. If he was rocking with the Republicans, yo, this dude is a crook. Like, he's
next level.
If Obama did any of that.
Oh, of course. Of course. Yeah.
With Malcolm X flags on, like, they would have taught, like, bro, you have to. I don't, again, you can't, I'm not, my philosophy is not to cut somebody off because they disagree with me. Math, Spinoza, shout out to everybody at MEO. These dudes are soldiers and they got voices, and we need that. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody to just decide, all right, well, fuck you then. Like, you just thinning out our numbers.
Yeah, you're just matching hate with hate. Like, you shouldn't do that.
I'm all for matching hate with hate. But like,
okay, we're gonna get to
my
we'll
team.
Talk about the pettiness.
Agreeing to disagree.
Like, the team needs to be. We gotta, yo, bro. You want your mother to be okay? All right, I want my mother to be okay too.
Right.
You want your family to be? I want my family to be straight too.
Right.
You want to make a living wage? I want to make a living wage. You don't want to be working all the time for no. Me too. You want to have kids? I want to have kids. You want your kids to be? I want my kids to be cool. You want your wife to? I want my wife to be safe. All right, so what we doing?
Yeah.
If we all want the same shit, and I don't want bad for you, and I don't believe you want bad for me, right? But there's somebody who does want bad for us because it's good for them. Then how about we just recognize that shit and get to that point? I don't want to fight with you when the real fight. I don't want to waste my energy fighting you when the real fight is over here.
100%.
And he's sitting here waiting for the winner. Like, as soon as these niggas get nice and tired, it's gonna be that much easier to get in there and get the weak. I can't fight with you when that's happening. That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's just dumb. You need to be on my side. We need to be on the same side. You can't let this dude win. His win is fucked up for us.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't see it coming. I mean, a lot of people did, but a lot of people didn't. And they, it's almost as if they voted for him because they just didn't want to vote for a female. Like a lot of, and that's another thing. A lot of people are like, oh, you did this Hispanics, and it's just like a Latinos. It's like, yeah, I mean, listen, a lot of them did vote for Trump. A lot of us, I should say, they are my people. They voted for Trump. I'm not going to say it, but a lot of men voted for him too because they didn't want to vote for a woman. It didn't even matter what she stood for. It's just the fact that it was a woman. A lot of men did that too.
Some of these dudes show me that they really don't like women.
Come on.
I
Like,
saw,
you know
I
what
saw
I'm
that.
saying?
Like y'all might like fucking, but y'all don't like women.
This is what I'm saying.
And even if you don't like women, even if that's the case, the alternative was crazy.
You know what it is? It's like, oh, Donald Trump made a lot of money for himself. He can make it for me because he's going to be president of the United States. Like, well, he is now. But people really believe that because he did it. And he's not even self-made. Like, he was given this. Like,
He's had
people just don't
6
think.
bankruptcies.
They don't.
Bro,
care.
you declared bankruptcy with a casino. That's like printing money. Like, how do you bankrupt a casino? You know how hard you gotta try to fuck up a casino? You literally just have to let it run.
Yeah.
The house always wins. Like, how
Always.
did you do that? I went gambling once. I put the quarter in the thing, I pulled the thing, shit spun around, nothing happened. I walked away. I was like, all right, that's it.
I only
enough.
do the machines. I do the nickel and the quarter machine. Paper money, I don't gamble that. Coins, they gotta make noise. That's the only thing I do. Little slot
Bruh.
machines. You can't.
He
pay.
bankrupted that shit. He's a businessman. He's bankrupt.
I know.
Bunch of bankruptcies. I'm talking like this. They gonna pull me out of my house. Like.
No, but it's always about what you're doing now. People don't really think about what you did before, and that's the pros and the cons, right? Like the pro to that would be like, oh, okay, if you fucked up in the past, what you're doing right now counts. You get a second chance. But the con is like. So what you see right now is glitz and glamour, but that person has this type of dirt behind them, and you don't even care about it because all you care about is right now.
Well, what's your character is my main thing.
Yeah,
Especially when it comes to politicians. Like, and I'm not saying you can trust any of them. However, the lesser of two evils is a thing.
Right. That's what I was saying when we were talking. When I was here we were having this discussion. That's what I was saying. It was like, that sounds stupid. I'm like, no, it's really a thing.
No, it's
the
really
lesser
a
of
thing.
the two evils is really a thing.
It's really okay. Who was saying that to you? Who was arguing with you?
Self.
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
still love you.
Self, check this out. This chick is ugly. This chick is ugly with bad breath. This chick is ugly with bad breath and the crabs. Lesser of two evils?
That's so cool.
Lesser of a few evils?
Crowds is still going around.
I mean, for this scenario.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
That shit going around.
Like, she, yeah.
Really?
I'm out the.
What's going on?
Lesser of two evils, dog. Like, okay, she's ugly. She ain't ugly with bad breath.
And she ain't got no crab.
And the crabs is crazy.
And she ain't got, bumps in bad places. Okay, so what you doing? And this is your only alternative? I'm not saying they good choices, but you got to make the best choice.
But you have to make the best choice, yes.
And black people, black and brown people, especially in New York City, we've been doing that forever.
Yes.
You make the best out of what it is, which is what
100%.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's what I'm doing. It's why I'm not shitting on people. It's why I'm not running around like just because you're a Trump supporter. We have fundamental differences. But bro, you are not on their team the way you think you are.
At all.
You just aren't.
That's
You're
why when
not.
that's why when I saw like the rappers like going to his like campaigns, it's like you have no idea, like not for nothing, but as a community, you either know someone or know someone that knows someone. Like the community needs like these programs. Like this guy's gonna wipe out all these programs. Like either you have a family member or you have a friend that has a family member. Like he's gonna wipe that out, and it's like. These kids that are coming from these environments are going to this man's campaigns and championing him, and it's like, you don't even know, like, this guy's trying to destroy our community.
Because you fell for it. Trump University.
Even Nikki, I'll never forget, it was Nicky Jam and Anuel AA.
Shout out to Nicky Jam.
Well, Nicky Jam, he did support Trump, but he retracted his support because Trump thought he was a female.
I thought you meant my homegirl, Nicky Jam.
Nicky Jam.
Sorry.
The Latino artist.
Sorry.
But this is the thing, is like, this man doesn't even know who you are, doesn't even care. and you're supporting him, and now you really, he mistook him for a girl. Oh, I love her. What? You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know.
I wonder, what was his reason for freeing like a lot of people? I've seen a lot of the artists.
Opportunists.
Okay.
Opportunity. Like,
I think he pardoned Kodak Black, didn't he?
Yeah.
Chef G, I think he has something with
people get under the impression that because you do something for black people, it means you're not racist anymore.
Wait a minute, didn't Chef G still get locked up anyway? He went back. He got.
I think he's about to go back, or he's definitely.
Well,
going
you
back.
don't get immunity. You just get pardoned.
It's the president, though. I mean, I'm sure he could have done something.
That don't. People. There are people who got pardoned on January 6th who went right back in after doing some wild shit after they got out. Like,
That to me was insane.
you can still get arrested. Like a presidential pardon just means you cool with that.
No,
thing
but
you
it
did.
was just literally like, he got out on bail and he was out for a little while. Now he had to turn.
Yeah, he got
himself in.
sentenced.
He got
Yeah,
sentenced.
welcome to the life. Like,
No.
listen. I try not to judge, right? That's I'm trying not to judge. I don't want to judge anybody. I don't know your circumstances. I don't know your situation. I don't know why you do the things you do. And God willing, the things you do don't have repercussions on other people, right? God willing. Hopefully, what you do only affects you. And if you can sleep at night, then rock out. Just don't do no harm. Just do no harm.
Yeah.
Voting for this dude all felt intentionally harmful to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And you ignored that because you figured whatever you figured.
No, it was about my best interest.
It wasn't. Some people voted against their best interest. Some people
But
voted.
I don't think they were intelligent enough to even know they were doing that, though.
I don't give them credit for ignorance. I think you knew. I just thought.
You think they knew?
You thought it would affect everybody but you.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, in your best interest.
In your best interest, because you didn't think that would affect you. That's my point.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I see what I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
It's just like, wow. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but it's disappointing.
You was too worried about, men with boobs peeing in girls' bathrooms and girls, dudes turning into girls and playing women's sports. And I get that that's an important issue for you, but no candidate was ever going to give you everything that you wanted.
Nope.
Right. That's not a thing. You were always going to have to concede something, and then you can argue that after the fact. I'm not even saying it's cool. I'm just saying if that's what you don't like, then go ahead. But you got to do the wait, okay?
And that's in everything in life,
right?
And that's in everything in life. Like, especially even when it comes to like choosing your mate, your friends. Like, not one person's gonna have everything. You got to weigh your options. You know what I mean? Like
80-20 rule.
Yeah, the 80-20 rule.
It's right.
100%.
It's right. It's somebody, bro. I'm not the first person saying this stuff. Like it's right there. Somebody said it before me. Somebody said it before him. Somebody said it before her. It's right there. Okay, I'm not cool with men in women's bathrooms. All right, cool. But I don't want Project 2025 to happen.
And everyone was like, no, that's not true. It's not going to happen. It's just like, come on.
Then his cabinet is filled with the writers of the, like, bruh. You believed him? You believed him? Him, of all people. You believed him.
I know.
You believed him. How we know Kamala ain't going, well, okay, cool, but you know what he's going to do.
Right.
He's telling you what he's going to do. And then he's stepping back when you get pissed. I can tell by the look on your face that I was just joking. Don't get, bro. Don't get me started. You want to talk hip hop? Let's talk.
I do want to talk hip hop, but first I have to address the elephant in the room. I want to get that out the way because we do have some hip hop. We do have some hip hop to talk about, but speaking of what we were just talking about, well, first of all, I need to know, how did you and Math meet in the first place?
Many moons ago.
Okay.
Many moons ago, in one of these
I never got the story.
hip hop spots, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I met him first at EO Dub. Shout out to EO Dub, end of the week. Big Zoo, prolific, and rest in peace to everybody's man, vice versa. If I'm not mistaken, we met there. It was a place where MCs could go to literally cut their teeth and learn how to rhyme and learn how to perform in front of a crowd. You got a crowd full of artists, and you got a crowd full of people who just love hip hop. So booing would happen. Okay. Booing would happen fast. Like if you would trash, or you got the polite applause. And that the polite applause hurts. Like, it's almost
you
worse.
rather get booed?
Oh, Kind of, because a polite applause is like, all right.
It's like the Coming to America clap. Sexual chocolate.
Yeah. you don't never want to hear the guy, the host of the show say, yo, make some noise for son. It ain't easy to get up here. That's
That's so true.
Yo, make some noise. It takes a lot of heart to want to get on this stage, bro. Like, make some noise for son. You gotta respect the fact that you gotta respect that he got on stage. Like, a lot of people ain't even got the heart to get on stage. Make some noise.
They say that it's over.
Yeah, that means you needed to go back and get some work in, bro.
Yeah.
When I heard that, it was like,
Aww.
that wasn't it.
Oh, because you used to rap?
Oh, bro.
You used to rap?
Man, listen. What do you think I was there for?
Okay, so that's how you two met. Okay.
No, he was beasting through the scene, and this is when battle rap was in its infancy. Like, battle rap was literally in places you had to know where to go. Okay. You know what I mean? Somebody had to invite. It wasn't
pre-DVD era or like
on the cusp.
Okay.
On the cusp, right before. But math has been at it for a second.
Yeah, that's a minute.
Like battling in Fat Beats when Fat Beats was still a place.
Okay.
Right, and again, it wasn't what it is today. It was the beginnings of that, and he was tearing shit up then.
Okay.
So that's how I met him for the first time. And then after that, you outside, he outside, you see each other enough, and you just start chopping it up, and you know what I'm saying. You don't have to be friends, but when you see a familiar face, oh, what up?
What up, right?
Yeah,
What's good? And you see him again, oh, yo, what up? The next thing you know, y'all shoulder to shoulder because he's cool, I'm cool.
Right.
We don't know these motherfuckers. All right, well, let's
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things.
The
You see it from
camaraderie
the scene.
starts
Yeah,
there,
of course.
That's dope. So how did you end up on MEO in the first place?
One of the guests, I think, dropped out, and he asked me to. Yo, you want to come sit in?
So you were a guest, or
My very first time, I was a guest.
Oh wow, that's
It
dope.
was me, him, and the other guy. Arsonist Hitmakers, the producer, who's a beast. Shout out to Arsonist.
Yeah, Arsonist is tough.
Yeah, no, he's one of them underrated. He don't get enough. He just dropped that album with Joel Ortiz. It's crazy, and people just it's like real soulful shit. And I went up there and argued with him for like we had an argument. Like, that's my man, but we were like arguing over I can't remember. He thought his thing was I'm too hard on rappers.
Okay.
He doesn't like me, like,
And by he arsonist or okay.
Arsonist thought that I'm too difficult or I'm too hard on rappers. If somebody's coming up to you and this shit's not that great, I'm gonna say that this shit's not that great. I don't want to lie to them. I need to. Nah, because what if you crush their dreams? Well, then they really weren't fit. They really weren't cut out to handle this business.
You have to have thick skin.
I'm one of the nicest voices you're gonna hear. Like, I don't even. I've never called anything whack when I've been called in to consult something or consult on a project or called in to critique a project or called in the A&R project. I've never called anything whack. My wording very specific. This needs work.
And that is a nice way to put it. Yeah, no, that is a very nice way to put it.
It's honest. This needs work. Okay, well, what's the goal with this record? Who are you trying to reach? Because right now it's kind of, and we go through the steps. But his thing was, you can't just tell somebody they shit is whack. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, you can't keep saying it's good and they end up on like fucking American Idol with the she bang. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and here we are.
You know?
But I'm also not really wired to lie like that.
Yeah, you are pretty truthful.
It shows in my face. I don't have a poker face. Anybody who watches the show, anybody who knows me in real life, when something comes up, I don't know how to
mask it. Yeah.
Ever. It shows in my face. From a mile away.
Right.
That niggas calling me on it. Yo, you look irritated as shit. But you shut the fuck. I'm working on it.
Yeah, you can absolutely tell when you're aggravated. Like 100%.
People think I stand like this because I'm trying to look smart. I'm literally doing this to cover my face, hoping that whatever comes through won't show in here. Like, I literally mastered this just to not be like, and it doesn't mean every time I do this I'm irritated. But just in case they say something that's like super, I'm like, okay.
To control your face.
It doesn't work. It still don't work.
Yeah.
Still don't work. I still get the calls. So that we argued.
Mm-hmm.
Math asked me to come back.
Okay.
And he asked me to come back again. He asked me to come back again. And then we got to the business.
Got it.
And then once we shook hands, okay, cool. Like we could rock out. We could, let's see where it goes.
Got it. And how long you been on there? About 4 years, right?
I think I'd have to go back and look.
They've been on that long?
Yeah.
It's been on longer. I wasn't first.
Was it around the pandemic or right before?
Definitely around the pandemic.
Okay.
Like around that's when a lot of things popped off. Like a lot of these podcasts
Definitely during the pandemic.
launched because people got real creative when they didn't have to sweat 9 to 5s, and people got real in their head. And when the world quieted down, a lot of people let their creative sides out, and it was fire.
Yeah.
It was one of the best periods. For as bad of a period as it was.
No, I agree.
Versus,
real
Versus
good
was the
came out.
pandemic too,
The
right?
Versus was the pandemic too, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that stillness created levels of creativity that we haven't seen in a long time in the modern age, and it was what we got from it was fire. My expert opinion was one of them, and we covered the stories from the greats, and we had legends come through, and they told you what they learned, and they told you what they did wrong and what they did right, and their adventures, and it was sitting there soaking that up, like being able to sit right there and hear it firsthand from the horse's mouth. That shit was incredible.
What was your favorite interview?
That's like naming a favorite kid.
All right, at least 2. Let's do 2. 2 of your favorite interviews.
Guru. Young Guru was a great interview because he not only
I fuck with Guru.
he not only told stories. Shout out to Guru. He not only told stories, but he gave you information. You know what I mean? He didn't that interview didn't owe me nothing. He told a lot of people a lot of shit's fire.
He helped Corey too a lot.
Oh, he did? Mm-hmm. Well, he's Corey's cousin, like blood cousin too.
Oh,
Yeah, he helped Corey a lot.
yeah, bro. He's that guy. He's one of them. Like, and Clark Kent.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Clark Kent. That was another
I watched that
great
one. Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a great one.
What did you love about that interview so much?
Clark was a gatekeeper in the best sense of the word.
Oh, because that usually has a negative connotation.
Right.
That's some new shit that they came up with now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
new shit. Gatekeeping was never known as a bad thing. It was literally holding the standard and holding the morals and keeping the bar high and making sure we don't go below. Gatekeeping for me, my era, you go to a studio, you spit, somebody tells you whack and you gotta leave. That's gatekeeping. We don't want no whack coming out of this studio. You gotta go.
Yeah.
Going to get on stage and you can't perform. Somebody fuck out, you can't. Trying to DJ, you ain't been at it long enough. You gotta chill.
More from a protective point of view.
Very much so. Where you say you don't want everybody at the cookout, gatekeeping was a way to like, nah, bruh, like not yet. You got to get ready, shorty. You're not ready yet. And there wasn't hate until somebody decided that they were good enough no matter what this person said, and now all of a sudden anybody can do it. And when anybody can do it, it's not as special anymore. And Clark Kent kept a standard in hip hop. Him, K Slay, like there's a bunch of people whose entire job was to hold the line. This is dope. This is whack. I'm gonna stand right in the middle. And when the whack shit tries to get over here, nah. I refuse.
Yeah.
Like, and Clark was one of them dudes who didn't hesitate to tell you, you got to do that over, or that's not good enough, or, you know, we can make this better. And he just wanted to do dope shit all the time. So he kept dope shit flowing around him. And you can't buy that kind of thing.
No, absolutely not.
People get money and get out the scene and then let whatever happen, or they let whatever happen so they can get to the money. There are very few people who are doing it because it's the right thing to do. And Clark was one of them dudes. Slade was one of them. Slade could have sold out.
Yeah.
Started
He never
playing
did.
whatever.
He never did.
Fuck no. He punched you in the face before you, like, you could, he'd be insulted. You dig what I mean? And I only met Slade through, like, random shit, but every conversation I ever had with the man was him holding the line. That was my first conversation with Clark. We had met before, but like sitting down talking to him, that was my first one. And that man held him. He put math in, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he passed gyms on the math. That's the kind of dude he was. So dudes like that we need.
Yeah.
Somebody who's not motivated strictly by money. Not saying that he'll do it for whatever. You get paid because you're good at what you do. But standards, morals, principles, like, these things just shouldn't be, ain't no money in it, fuck it. Like, everybody can't be like that. Everybody
integrity
can't be
is
like
important,
that.
and
It's supposed to be.
it's supposed to be.
And
it
Clark,
still is. It still is if you value it.
Thank you. And Clark was his integrity entered the room before he did. That's what I saw. Before he got there, his integrity showed up. That, and if you knew him and you were familiar with him, you couldn't come to him with the bullshit. You couldn't try to get over. Like, people put their best out when they knew Clark Kent was going to hear it. Because look what he came from.
Yeah.
Classics.
100%.
Biggie and Jay.
Yeah.
Hey, Biggie. And Jay.
And Jay. And Nas.
And we gotta have Nas.
I mean, you know, you can't. Yeah.
That QB piece was crazy.
Shout out to classic material. Yeah, so that's those are my two. And those are just two I can mention off the top of my head. We've had amazing moments in there.
I was just gonna ask now, even if it's like at least 2 or 3, like what were like the top 3 moments for you? Not necessarily interviews, but like moments, your favorite moments. Because top can mean good or bad. Favorite moments. Let's get 3. Top 3.
I think an interview we did, with Mano was a good one because he actually broke down. He got so emotional behind what he was saying. He actually broke down. We had the same I'll be out. We got through to him. He walked out there and was like, Mecca's my therapist. I was like, I don't want that. I don't need that pressure,
want that
bro. I don't need that pressure. Unless we're going to set up a schedule, I don't need that pressure. You go out here and do something.
Dope.
It's my fault. Nah, he's the man. And he was like, we really spoke. We really talked. And, Killer Mike. Killer Mike was another good moment because he actually got over on me.
How?
He asked me, do you even like black people? Like, by the time we got done, he was like, do you even like black? Say something nice about black people.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like it's the opposite with you. I feel like you're so pro. Like,
I'm pro, which is why I'm hard on us and the things we do to each other. Right.
Yeah.
But I'm really big on circling the wagons and, what we do, and we need to do it better for each other. But
Yeah.
you have siblings?
Yes, I'm the oldest.
What do you got? Brothers or sisters?
I have 2 sisters and a brother.
2 sisters.
2 sisters. All right. You ever argue with your sisters?
Yeah.
I stopped speaking to them and everything.
Oh shit. You ever call them out their name?
Yeah.
In anger.
In front of their face? No.
But you have.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Has it ever happened in public?
In front of my mom.
Okay, that's close enough. So it happened where somebody else could hear it, right? Now, what if I did that to your sister? I called her what you called her.
Oh no, we fighting.
Right? Instantly, right? Ain't even a discussion because I'm dead wrong, right? Because what happens amongst family ain't cool to happen outside of family.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the way I speak to my family, you don't get to speak to me.
That's right.
And I'm allowed to be hard on my family. I don't want to hear that shit from you. You shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
I'm
you
talking
mind
to-
your business.
Yeah, I'm talking to my
100%.
family.
100%.
Okay, that's how I look at all of us. That's how I look at all of us.
As you should.
The stuff that I say about us, amongst us, even if the cameras are on, the stuff I say about us, amongst us, is for us, in between us.
Right.
Somebody who's not us pulling up and chirping out, I'm not here for that. But if you only hear me talking amongst us about us, it'll sound like I don't like us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You want the best for us.
Who wants it? I am us.
Right.
I'm going as far as we go. My kids will go as far as we go. Who am I? I'm not better than anybody. I'm right here in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So if I'm critiquing what we doing, that's me because I'm talking about me too. Like I want to see all of us get on and over and where we need to be happy at. But I did that to the point where Mike was like, you hard on black, like say something nice about black people. But then later on in the same conversation, he had this line about, you know, if I'm if you were a running back, my job is to tackle you. So I'm just doing my job. Don't mean I hate the running back. It means I'm doing my job. And I didn't say, motherfucker, that's what I'm doing.
Right.
How you now all of a sudden you take him when I was so it's cool when you do it. It's a problem when I do it. That's what I would have said. But he actually got over me. I missed that one.
It happens.
He's sharp.
In hindsight, because there's a lot of things I look back at my interviews, I'm like, damn, I could have came back with this. But I'm like, it's in hindsight, so.
It's Killer Mike.
And I was going to say, it is Killer Mike.
He swept the Grammys, bro.
Yeah, he gets a pass. So.
He swept the Grammys. Oh! And we had Royce the 5'9". Pardon me. Royce
Sorry,
the 5'9".
there's so many things here.
I ain't mad at your toys. We had Royce the 5'9".
Pause. No, I'm just joking.
No pause with the opposite sex.
I know.
I was about to say, how does that even work?
I want to play the game too.
You don't play it the right way.
I make my own rules.
You don't walk into a ballet studio and start tap dancing.
If I feel like it.
All right, well, when they throw you out, it's because they feel like
It
it.
won't be the first place I've been thrown out of.
All righty. Which hotel was that?
Whoa. Never. I'm a good girl.
Moving
We
on.
go to the crib. No, I'm just joking.
She's good at it.
No, I'm just joking. Okay, so Royce the 5'9".
We talked about him drinking.
Oh yeah?
We talked about him drinking.
Okay.
I talked about we had a conversation talking about the time when he was heavy drinking because he used to drink Patron like it was water, like a whole bottle to himself. And we was in SOBs, and I remember walking over to him like, bro, you need to like chill out with that. Like, why don't you put the rest of this one down and just let this be it for the night? Like, you know, you don't want to.
Yeah, you
tell
can't
a grown
insult
man
someone.
what to
Right. But you want to look out at the same time, so it's weird. It's a weird situation.
And me and Royce was cool. Like, I started Slaughterhouse. I'm one of the people who started that group. Like, and I've always fucked with Royce since the first time we met.
That nigga tough.
Oh, yeah, he's a
Tough.
different animal. And I was genuinely concerned. Like, you know, come on, bro. Like, you know, don't.
Yeah, you don't want to hear something happen, driving home, whatever, and you didn't say anything. You got to live with that for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand.
So we went back and forth on that. He was like, so why do you think you did that? Why did you feel the need to say something to me? And I don't want to give it away just in case somebody want to go watch it, but like, we had a real nice back and forth, which came out like really, really cool.
Wow.
The members of Joel Ortiz and Crooked Eye showed up. We had a great conversation. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you tell me the name of my favorite
one too. I watched that one.
Yeah, with Joel, we were talking about the end of Slaughterhouse, and we got into a lot of we have, you know what I mean? It was moments, man. Like, every interview had something about it where it was like, wow, that was dope.
Yeah.
Who was that? Was that Smith and Wesson that was beefing with the other guy? There?
Yeah.
That one was an interesting
Yeah,
one.
that was interesting. They came over
That
here
shit got a
and
little nasty.
spoke about it a little something.
Yeah, that was deep. I was in the middle thinking about, if he swings on him, I got like a 50-50 shot of catching that punch, like blocking that punch, and like maybe stopping him.
No, I don't think. I think Tech got passionate, but I think he's at a point where he knows, like, I'm not gonna do that unless it gets really, really serious.
It looked like it was gonna.
No, I know.
Really
I watched the
serious.
clip.
It looked crazy.
It did look crazy, but he reserved himself.
I mean, nothing happened, which is again.
But it was understandable because if somebody called me a traitor.
It's how we should be able to get down until we find common ground.
Yes,
like,
okay,
absolutely. Yell.
Non-violent, but
beef,
yell at the top. Yes,
bark,
absolutely. I agree. Get it out.
Get
it out.
Get whatever. Get your shit off. Figure out what you mad at me about.
Right.
And then after that, let's settle it.
Yeah, I agree.
My father always told me, if nobody violated somebody's kids, violated somebody's wife, sent somebody to jail, or took somebody's life, you can work it out.
Yeah, I agree.
If it wasn't one of those 4 things that were like unforgivable, you can figure out a way to coexist with this other person. And 9 times out of 10, 99.99999 times out of 10, the stuff we're beefing about are not those things. It's never anything that's unforgivable, which means it's like, did you die? Right. Did he do something to your kids?
Right.
Did he do something to your wife? Did he send you to jail? Did he shoot? Did he kill? Like,
did he take food out your mouth?
Yeah, even that, because you can give that back. You know what I'm saying?
Depending on the situation, but
you can give that back. It's not worth what you'll end up doing to get back for what he did.
Well, definitely not to that degree.
But we don't seem to have degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If you just, I walk around thinking to myself, like, it's not that serious.
Yeah, but it takes conditioning to think that way, because when we come from a certain environment, it's like you do grow up feeling a little more aggressive than the average person because of our environment. Like, and you get angrier at certain things. And then we also come from an era or an environment, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but you know, growing up, I didn't know what it was to be sad. We had this conversation, especially with Don Tripp, the homie. But we grow up like not being able to express sadness. That sadness automatically turns into anger because we don't have the space to be sad. Because you will get fucked up, like, you know what I mean. Like, you will be you will be in danger feeling sad. Like, you can't be vulnerable outside.
We were sad.
Right.
We were sad. That's the difference. We were sad.
We were, and
we were
couldn't deal with
We
those
were
emotions.
nervous.
Right.
We were everything under the sun.
Right.
It translated to anger because that was the one that was acceptable.
100%. Yeah.
And I completely
and
understand.
everything else
that.
seems weak.
Right,
but it's not.
Weakness was blood in the water, and we were surrounded by sharks.
And exactly, and sadness was the blood.
It was a weakness. It looked like a weakness. You sat over that bitch, man. Get the fuck out. Blah, 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 blah. You sat over that nigga, girl. What the fuck? Blah, 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 blah. You sad because you broke, man. Fuck out of here. Get some money. Let's get on the strip. Let's get to this bread.
Oh, you sad because your parents disappointed you? Well, that's all right. You don't fucking need them. You know what I mean? Like, you grow up.
All that shit. Your parents don't give a fuck, nigga. You better get to this money. All that. You are not responsible. For 9 times out of 10, you're not responsible for your traumas and your triggers. You are 100% responsible for fixing them and changing them.
Yep.
That is absolutely your job.
Yep.
There's no way around it. What happened to you, happened to you. Right? I get it. I got mine. I get it. What you do with it is up to you. And that's your responsibility. The world is not responsible for your trigger. The world is not obligated to acquiesce to your triggers. The world is not supposed to walk on tiptoes and eggshells around the shit that triggers you. It's up to you to get that fixed.
Yep.
Like, and it's to your benefit to get that. You don't want to walk around with an open wound. Right? That anybody could just poke and fuck you up. You don't want that. You need an open nerve. Somebody just walk up and do this and you crippled. Who wants that? It's your job to fix that. It's your job to function. It's your job to get past it. And I'm not telling you, like, don't feel nothing. Like, I get it. But I'm indifferent. Me, personally, I'm indifferent to a lot of shit because what I've been through has showed me that what I'm going through ain't that bad.
Right.
I can't make it up. It's not that bad. Oh, Mecca, it's not that bad. Could be worse. I remember being homeless. This ain't like being homeless. Homeless was terrible.
Yeah.
This ain't that. So what am I? It's not great, but it ain't that bad. To the point where I'm gonna do this,
right? And
then that costs me everything else.
Yeah. You have to think about consequences to your actions. A lot of people don't. They think they go off emotion. As many people as they like, oh, I'm not emotional. When you react without thinking, that's emotion.
Facts.
You know?
And you hemming yourself up. And
what happens after that? Then what happens?
There we go.
You know what I mean?
Now you mad. Now it is that bad.
Now it is that bad. Right.
Now we're here.
You could have avoided this if you took a minute before reacting. Yeah, I understand.
Consequences to it all, and again, you can't escape them. You can't escape them.
I gotta work on that too. That's good.
You are getting better though.
Yeah.
You are getting better.
What are you out here doing?
No, it's just certain shit somebody couldn't tell me that it would trigger me. Certain shit, I'm not letting it go. Like,
but he's working through those things.
Bro.
If I'm arguing with a nigga and he say, suck my dick, we going. If you call me a faggot, we going.
Right.
There's no, like, we going. I'm gonna get better.
You are getting better. You're gonna get there.
I'll give you, because I get shit online, right? Not face to face, but I get shit online. I'll tell you how I handle it. Two things. Number one, I'm comfortable in the knowledge that 90% of the people who talk that shit online wouldn't say it to me.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Number two, there are also a bunch of people out here projecting. Yeah. So if you say suck my dick, it's like, word, like that's the best you, you know what, I'm good. And three, most of these people who are out here telling on themselves, they're telling you way more about them than they are about you, when during a disagreement, their fallback is slander, or their fallback is suck my dick, or you a faggot, like that. When when that's what they gotta go to, you telling me about you. Your position is so weak that this is what you fall back to. This is your go-to. So you want to physically fight. And who am I fighting with? You know what I mean? Like, who is this nigga who's so weak in his opinion that this is how he needs to get a reaction out of me?
Yeah.
And he wants a reaction out of me. I don't want one out of him. I don't know you, bro. I barely care about. I'm gonna forget this conversation 2 minutes after it's over.
Well, I mean, that's how you should. But some people, we dwell on things. We don't forget when it's over. But we have to work on forgetting because it's not worth it.
You know me.
Yeah, I know.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Mecca, remember when you?
I don't remember.
Remember that dude who?
But that's the way to be. That's how you can justify moving forward without taking action or having a reaction. Because not everything deserves a reaction.
Most times it's not even personal. It can't be, because they don't know you.
Right.
It can't be personal. You're not saying nothing about my character, bro. You don't know me from a whole. You only know what you see. You don't know. Now, granted, I'm me all the time, but you don't know me to call me like anything. And if I fight you, and I break your jaw in several places, and I fracture your orbital bone, and I break the bridge in your nose,
what?
and I knock a couple of teeth out.
Orbital bone?
Orbital bone. If I.
Oh, cheekbone?
No, orbital. It's right here.
Eye socket?
Yeah, basically. The
I'm
bone.
gonna use that. I'll fuck your orbital bone.
Orbital.
Orbital.
There you go. If I break you up in front of, now what happens? And when I'm fucked up behind beating blood out of you.
No, and they always go scot-free, and you end up having to suffer the consequences. That's how it always goes.
And
you have more to risk.
The next question is it worth it?
No,
You'll be sitting there asking yourself, my hands hurt, I'm jammed up, it's going to cost me X, Y, Z to finish with this. I don't know what's up with homeboy's condition. I've had situations where you knock somebody down and they don't get up. You start like, shit. Like, you know that.
No, it could take their head hitting the curb. Like, anything can happen.
You don't know how fragile the human body is. Like, you can hit somebody in the wrong spot, an aneurysm pops off.
Yeah.
And now you on the hook for that. Like,
Right.
punch them in the chest, they got a pacemaker. Now they all, like, you don't know what's coming.
No.
And you put your hands on this person
And everyone's
some
recording.
shit. And when it's done, I promise you, the first thing in your head will be, I could have walked away.
Yeah.
I could have just left it alone. Like, this dude is a bum. He's nobody.
Nine times out of 10, they are definitely
he's
a bum.
literally in the stands yelling at an all-star. And I went up in the stands and beat him up. And cost me my contract, cost me this, cost me fines, all kinds of. And that's what I did. And now I'm sitting here with my knuckles all crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm in trouble. And nobody cares that he started it.
Right.
Nobody cares that he said he violated, he did this. The cops don't care. Nobody
You're
cares.
the aggressor, and that's it.
It's on you. You won. So now you in trouble.
Yeah, exactly right. You won and you in trouble. Yeah.
And God forbid you hit somebody, they fall down and don't get up. I think about that. Like,
Yeah, you have to.
been in fights. A dude hit the ground and it was like, yeah. And then he ain't moving.
Oh, that's
And all of a sudden he start trembling and shit.
Oh my God.
Yo, son, wake up.
My bad.
Yeah, get up. Like, shit. Most people who try and take it in that direction aren't worth the consequences. And I remember that all the time.
I agree.
My pop's words in my head. If it wasn't one of these things, I've watched my father beat people up. And then beat this one specific dude up, and then 2 days later at like a barbecue, the dude showed up, and he was all lumped up, sunglasses on. My father was like, "Yo, you want something to drink?" Got up, went in the cooler, gave him something. You can have my chair. I'm sitting there looking at him. Like, what the
That is tough, right?
That's tough. Yeah.
That is.
I was, as a kid, this made no sense. I thought we fought to win. Like, why are you being so nice? He wasn't.
He's a loser. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, like he wasn't popping that shit before. Like all this nice shit. You're like, why are you being so nice? Remember, he was talking crazy to you. Yeah. My father looked me in the face and said, "Only a loser wants a rematch."
You about to take that line?
Yo, I just told my son that. That's how the thing happened. He gave a rematch.
What?
He slammed him.
Are you okay with talking about this on camera?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Oh. He slammed him. The kid said, "Yo, I need a rematch." Problem was, you let the nigga tell you where to give him the rematch at. Insane.
Yeah, his son had an unfortunate incident at school.
Only losers want a rematch.
Because the guy was a loser.
I'm using that. Only losers want a rematch.
You ever see the winner call for another fight?
No. That's crazy.
I'll shut up and you tell me I'm lying. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, nah.
When have you ever seen the winner say, "Let's do it again"?
No, never.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fuck that. We got to get it back. If a winner wants to fight again, he's a bully. You already won. You beat him up. So why you want to fight again?
Right. Then you do become. That's true. You become a bully.
You're only picking on a nigga you know you can beat. I'll win a fight.
This is perfect.
I'll win a fight. I don't want to fight again. If I win an argument, I don't want to argue.
Yeah.
What got you in the one to do the jiu-jitsu thing?
It's not jiu-jitsu, Thai boxing.
It's mixed martial arts is considered, right?
Yeah, it's a bunch of things. What got me into it, I used to fight like a lot. Like a lot. And I had like a lot of tendencies to want to go in that direction because I used to feel like I was being disrespected. Right? And then that my father was like, "You got to relax. This person's not thinking about you. You're taking everything super personal. This person don't know you.
Yeah.
You think they're disrespecting you, and you're not even on their radar.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? They're not considering you.
Yeah.
And as you grow up and get older, you start maturing. You start looking at things a different way. But mixed martial arts was always something that I just couldn't find a school to do it at. I would have did it then if I knew where to go. But you find resources, and just so happened that there was a place not far from where I lived, and I was like, oh, absolutely. Like, around that pandemic time started hitting, and everybody was quiet, could sit down. I started training before then, but like once I found a place, like you go from place to place before that, but when I found the spot, it was like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and camp out. I like action. I like action, and I like the idea of just, I don't know how to describe it.
If something's gonna happen, you could handle it.
And I'm by myself a lot.
Right. Yeah,
Like, I don't travel in big circles. I don't travel in big packs. If something is gonna happen, it only has to happen to me. So whatever that's gonna be, it's gonna be. But like I like to fight. I don't like to fight. I like fighting. I don't like to fight. Most fights are not worth it. 90% of fights are not worth it. People only want to fight you because they think you can fight. That shit is corny. Yeah. Like I'm not here for that. People who I just want to see it. That's corny. Like I'm not doing that. You turn into a monkey in a circus. So I never I don't walk around telling everybody, hey, I like the X. I don't post pictures on the gram. I don't show. I used to, but then it invited challenge. Strength invites challenge.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have time for that. I don't have the patience for that. I don't have the desire to do that, like fighting with strangers in the street. How does that sound? Yeah. So like I stopped posting pictures and got all that. But I like the training. It's like really, really good exercise, and fighters are like some of the nicest people you ever fucking meet.
Are they? Well, no, I'm not gonna lie. We had Lamont Roach here, in October.
Yeah.
He's cool as shit. Like,
They all are.
super cool.
Like in a room full of people who train combat, like they're some of the best. Just kicking it, like nobody.
I think that also comes because confidence, right? Like when you know how to do certain things, like it builds your confidence. So it's like if you're confident, you don't have to be an asshole.
I'm sure that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if you're an asshole, because deep
You're
down inside you're
insecure,
not very
you're not
confident.
yeah,
you're
yeah, I feel
you know.
that.
So I can see even I feel like the gym, right? Like I've been consistent for like 3 years, and I did it at. Thank you. It took a long time to get here, okay? But I've been pretty consistent. I would say 3 or 4 times a week. I would like to go more, but I get a little busy. I started solely superficial, right? I was like, gotta keep up with these young bitches out here. You know? Gotta get that booty right, you know? Because as you age, the booty drop. I need to go back up. You know, I gotta squat with the weights, though. Not just the body weight, the weights. You know? So it's completely superficial, right? And as the years go by, it's like, okay, now, you know, we're getting to ages where, I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, but you're getting to the age where you gotta keep things like moving, you know?
It feels good.
It feels good, but in turn, it's definitely helped with discipline, which is something I have to admit I've never really had. Like, I've never had discipline.
I'll tell you, that's my next tattoo. Discipline.
No, discipline. Let me tell you, I've never really had discipline. I mean, I've had discipline when it came to certain things. When it came to my career, always been on the grind, serious about that. But as far as like diet and exercise, I didn't really care. But now it helped me with discipline, but not only in that area. Like now it's like, Mel Robbins said this best, right? Like if you get up, you go to the gym, you're training your body to do something you don't want to do. But then after you do it, you feel good. And that translates into other areas of your life. And it's true. Like that discipline in the gym has helped me become disciplined in other areas of, like I still blow up once in a while, but I don't blow up and I don't react as often as I used to. You know what I mean? It's helped me like check myself, or even with work, right? Like it's like I have a certain regimen, like you know what I mean? Like it's like, so yeah, I mean it helps. But when you're secure, right, you become less of an asshole.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Discipline is very important.
It is important.
I find a lot of artists don't have discipline.
They don't
most
because
of them
they get to do what. Wait, before we go into hip hop though, I gotta address one more thing because we about to have a good hip hop talk. One more thing. So, you know, people are asking. There have been videos surfacing. We all saw, you know, the MEO video. So, people are asking, is this the end of MEO or is it the end of MEO as we know it?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
No, let me keep it a buck. It's definitely the end of MEO as we know it because something has to change, right? If we're not back in the same shop, then something's got to be different, right? So, and the shop was by and large iconic. Yeah, it was. And I only say that not trying to gas it. I don't want it to sound like I'm gassing it, but when people show up and they stand there and look around for a minute and they say shit like, "Damn, it looked big on TV." Right? You know what I mean? I remember saying that when I went to the Apollo for the first time. Like, damn, it should look bigger on TV. But like, it's you memorize every aspect of it. You're doing something. You're touching people, right?
Yeah.
So if it's not going to be in the same place anymore, then it definitely won't be the same, right? However, the goal of the show will still be the same. The voice of the show will still be the same. I'm of the belief that Math can run it back. I haven't spoken to him as far as what his plans are exactly. So for me to sit here and tell you, is it over? Like, I hear the same thing everybody else heard, which is the wildest part for people calling me, asking me for information. And I got to tell them, I saw what you saw.
And I didn't do that, to be clear. I did not call and ask for intel.
No, you're one of the few people who waited for me to show up so you could ask me your intel.
Yes, integrity.
But like the calls I'm getting, people asking those questions, and it's a fair question,
Yeah.
especially if you have any kind of attachment to what we did over the years. I get it. I totally understand, right? Any setback is a setup for a comeback.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I live by that.
If Math decides he wants to walk away and do music, if Math decides he wants to continue the show, if Math decides he wants to do a spin on it or a twist on it, like all those things are in his hands. My goal right now is to let people know that the guy you gotta ask is
him.
right. I'm not in charge of him. I can't tell him what to do. I can give my advice, and we'll see if he listens, right? But as far as the future of the show, you know, who knows at this point? Like, will I even be there? Who knows? If he asks me to come back, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I got Busta's album is dropping on the 20th. Right?
20th of May, right? We're going to get into that in the future.
I A&R'd his last two projects. I'm A&R'ing the rest of them. I got a lot of I co-executive produced them, you know, so things are moving. Gat has a whole show, like a whole series with the Brooklyn Way.
Oh, he does?
What?
I gotta tap into that.
That's been popping. Like Gat is directing, he's acting in it. Like Gat does his 1-2 heavy. Spinoza is the vice president of the union, the transit authority union. Like he got that look. Commissario's commissarial. Commissarial's always been commissarial, right? Math has battle rap that he can, if he felt like doing something in that world, that's where he made his name. The show is Math Hoffa is my expert opinion, right? So I have all the same information everybody else does. I was told the same stuff everybody else does. And he and I communicated when we still have business, right? So I'm not here to tell you what I think the future is going to be. I don't even want to speculate on it because there's a huge chance I could be wrong, right? But the energy can still be there. If it's done the right way, if everything happens the right way, you know, I'll tell you what I've learned. When I was working for The Source, a lot of things happened back behind the scenes that I did not want to see happen. And for a long time, anybody out there who knows me knows that I was Mecca from The Source. That was my whole title. I was just Mecca from The Source. My last name, fuck that. My Source. Middle name, no, fuck that. Mecca from The Source. Everybody,
no, we all get those labels. Bianca
right.
from Double XL. We get those labels.
So you know exactly what I'm, and I came up. That was my first entrance into the business. So everybody I met through the business, Mecca from The Source, Mecca from The Source. I had offers to go other places. I turned them down because my whole thing would be, how dare you insult my integrity thinking I'm a jump ship. Like, fuck out my face. What I look like to you? Like, I don't get down like that. Wrong.
That's how we're taught, though, at those publications.
Terrible idea.
We're taught the loyalty. Like, we are taught that.
You know why? Because it doesn't belong to you.
Especially in this day and age.
In any day and age, you attach yourself to a brand to the point where you feel like you repping it, you waving the flag all the time just to find out that decisions are being made that don't have anything to do with you. You are not being consulted for what's about to happen moving forward.
Right.
It could be a terrible fucking move. Nobody asked you.
Correct.
Then the consequences come down and you got to deal with them because you're a part of the brand. Like, no one asks you, no one has to consult you, and they don't have to. You know why? Because it's their shit.
It's true.
The artists that I've worked with, terrible business moves, terrible artistic moves, and wild shit they decide to go do. You scream, don't do that. Hey, it's not your career.
Right.
It's not your career. Mind your business.
It's kind of like being the auntie or the uncle. It's like,
hell yeah.
It's not. You can do as much as you can for this child, but it's not your child.
It's not. You sit there. Don't.
So at the end of the day, you can't
beat
make
him.
The last decision. Yeah.
Don't beat him. You don't know what that's gonna turn out. Hey, shut up.
Yeah, I know.
Shut up. Go get your own kid.
No matter how much you do for that child, no matter how much you are involved, it's still at the end of the day not your child. So
you can
don't have
spend
the last
money.
say-so. Right?
You can set up a college fund.
You can spend time.
You can buy him a car. You can take him clothes shopping. You can get school clothes shopping. You can pay for the trips. Not your kid. Not your brand. Not your business. Not your career.
Well, do you think that you will have your own media outlet? Like, is that something?
I've always. It's a possibility. I could. I could. People have asked me to,
because you do Mechanism Mondays, like.
That's me trying to help artists. That's me trying to.
It could turn into like a media outlet where it's like You're all like, you know,
his position on that show definitely could do his own. Yeah.
you can.
I'm not I'm open for whatever the future brings. If we run it back in the barbershop, I'm not anti that. Mm-hmm. If I do my solo thing and then have them come on I'm not mad at that. Like, I'm open for whatever the future is as I'm standing right now. Mm-hmm. The goal is to die empty, right? The goal is to do dope shit every day, and when it's all said and done, have numbers on the board, stand in front of God and say, I did all I could, and I used everything you gave me.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
If that's the case, then holding back ain't smart. So if an opportunity comes up where I can do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C, I was A&R for Bus while I was on the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I got tapped for a movie role, did that, was on the show, A&R for Bus. Competed in a fighting tournament, came back. You know what I mean? I'm not turning down nothing that makes sense, nothing that I want to do. My days of holding myself back were in the source. When I didn't go do this other thing because I wanted to focus on the source.
Well, you probably couldn't, because a lot of times, you know, when you work for a brand, you can't go off and just do anything you want. Right.
But I didn't even try is my point. Like, I was dead in a lot of opportunity just because I wanted to stay loyal to this thing that wasn't mine.
Right.
It's not yours. It's not yours.
Right.
It's hard when you invested in it.
It is.
But that person who owns that thing, whether it be Dave Mays, Math Hoffa, any of the other outlets, or any of the artists that I've signed, DS, what do you call them? I got that many of them. I can't remember what you call it. When you can't talk about it.
Non-disclosures?
NDA. Anybody you sign an NDA for, it's not your career. It's not your outlet. It's not your business. It's not up to you. And you have to detach yourself from that mentality that you're riding so hard as if this thing belongs to you. You have to always remember it's not yours. This person could throw it in the trash tomorrow if they wanted to.
And then you got to figure out what you're going to do with yourself.
Because you've been so attached to this thing, it's like they threw you in the trash.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? I experienced that with The Source, where I watched them make all these, no, what are you doing? Oh my God, why would you do? Yo, come on, no. It's not yours.
Yeah.
It's not yours. You're so invested in this other thing, you ain't doing nothing for you. It's not yours. How dare you tell somebody what to do with their shit?
Yeah.
It's not yours. That's a lesson I learned super early, and I still hold on to that. So the future of the show is also not mine to predict, to dictate, to guide. It's not up to me. It's not up to me. What I don't like is people hopping online trying to make it my responsibility. Like, Mecca, how you let this happen? Hey.
You come off as the responsible dad of everyone, right? Because everyone plays a part when you're at a media outlet, especially on camera, right? Like, everyone has their role. So you have the role of, like, right? Like, the responsible dad.
So I saw this one comment. Dude say, yo, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. What the fuck? How? He ain't even at me.
Swear.
Mecca should be ashamed of himself. What? Whoa. I stopped everything.
Time out.
Like, nigga.
That's hilarious.
If I could have went live with him in that bro. The fuck did you get that? What the fuck did you get that from? What did you hear? Who have you been talking to?
How dare you let this happen?
Yeah, bruh.
How dare? Well, and you already know. Like, I'm not gonna get into it, you know. But there's just a lot of talk due to, like, things circulating. Everyone wants to know why the flashlight. Like, it's just so much going on.
Oh, with the lights.
With the lights. Like, there's just so many questions. Like. Do you have the answers?
To what?
Well, people are wondering, like, and you can choose to answer if you know. I'm just saying, people are wondering, like, was it the light bill? Was it the landlord? Like, there were rumors that the landlord was, like,
no, he said racism in He said racism.
Racism or something about the landlord saying allegedly that he was using that to like move drugs, which we know is not the case. Like there were just so many.
He said he was paying and they wasn't paying, something like that.
Like he was making, like the landlord was making accusations. Like there's just so many different rumors.
Well, I don't know if you call them rumors. He said that.
Yeah,
like,
but
all that came from the video.
Is the landlord like trying to talk shit to make it look like this is the reason why I want them out? Like, you know what I mean? Because I assume there's some type of contract. Like, you can't just like, I don't know. It's messy.
A lot of
it's
shit
messy.
be done on good faith.
Yeah. Well, I think that's how men do business. That's the problem.
Yeah, for sure.
Men do business on good faith and handshakes. Women, we need documentation.
I did most of my shit on a handshake.
A lot of people do.
Well, who are you dealing with?
Family do it to you the worst, but just streets, handshake.
But because you know there's going to be consequences if that person doesn't fulfill that end of the thing,
Right,
especially
right.
in the streets.
Right.
I shake hands with you amongst men. What you said, women.
Women need paperwork. Men need a handshake.
I get that. I think men and women of a certain business acumen would prefer paper.
Yeah.
Right. But paperwork is when you plan on resolving the issue legally.
Yeah.
Right. If we in the streets, or we making just something between the two of us, it's not gonna get legal, right? So I'm shaking hands with you because there's the underlying possibility of violence between the two of us if this don't go the way you said it was gonna go without a good explanation, right? If it fell through but it wasn't your fault, okay, I get it. You know, we'll figure it out. But if you just run off with some shit, you just jerk me, all right, well, pause. Now I gotta.
I'm sorry, he's a pause piece. He said it like 7 times since you've been.
I'm saying it to myself though. It's not.
Go on, I'm sorry.
If you ass bet, how's that?
Good one.
Okay. If you ass bet, then you know, when I catch up to you, those are the consequences.
Right.
It's not going to be legal. But you shake hands with men with people who you trust to have some kind of honor about them.
Yeah.
You have some kind of integrity about them. And you got to be careful who you shake hands with.
Yeah.
Now, to answer your question, I made it a point not to have any conversations with the landlord. Why? Not my shop, not my business, not my pockets, not my payment.
Yeah.
Right? If I were to be involved, then I would have asked those kind of questions. You know, I would need clarity on the entire thing.
Hell yeah.
But I make it a point to mind my business and mind my pockets. Right? I don't want to know how much money you're making. I don't need to know what's in your pockets unless what's in your pockets belongs to me.
I hear that.
Then it needs to come out your pocket and be back in mine where it belongs. That's a queen's thing. I'll be honest. That's a queen's thing. I don't want any of yours, but I need all of mine.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing.
That's legit though.
I don't want nothing of yours, but I can't have a penny less than mine. If it's mine, I need all of it.
It's mine. I want it.
I can't deal with a quarter less.
Yeah.
Like not a dime, not a nickel. I need everything that belongs to me. And then whatever happens after that happens. Right? As far as the landlord, I would see him look in the shop, little white dude. I would see him look like through the window, but a lot of people look through the window. I didn't know it was a landlord till that's the landlord. Oh shit, I didn't know it was just a little white guy looking through the window. A lot of people, we sitting in barber chairs. There's no barbers. There's these bright ass lights, and dudes in there having animated ass conversations. Right. If I was walking by, I might
Look through the window. Right.
Well, but then again, it's like, okay, as a landlord, look through the window, but it's like, that's all you see. Like, what's your problem?
Great question.
Like, what is your problem?
But if the place is closed the majority of the week, it almost looks abandoned. It might look run down. And if I'm a landlord,
I don't want it to look like that.
You don't want it to look like that.
Okay, but you can go on YouTube and you can see what is being done. Like, this is a whole production.
These people don't live in our world.
Even if you don't live in our world, listen, I don't have to live in the pop world, and I can go on YouTube. Oh, there's 1 million subscribers. This is legit.
You are of a certain demographic and a certain age range and an age group. I'm past the age group where cyberbullying works. Because I dealt with real bullies. who are outside in real life, in real time,
in person,
waiting to knock your head off because they were. So cyberbullying doesn't work on me.
Right.
Talk doesn't work on me or anyone from my generation or anyone from the generation before me. That shit isn't real. I'll cut the computer off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The generation before me and then the generation before that, that's this guy. Computers are not a real thing.
You know what?
him.
That makes sense. Okay. Now that you put it that way, that makes sense.
Social, you literally
the
have
sensibility's not there.
You literally have to pull him in to the shop, sit him down, let him watch, and then translate what this means on the screen. What this number is, what that number is, what this means, what that means. You'd have to walk him through the entire thing.
It seems like it could be racist, though, if that's the case, then.
I'm not.
I don't know. Because would it be a concern if it was a whole bunch of white people doing this? Would it?
You're asking me to speak for this specific group.
No. I'm just being speculative.
Who I've never had a conversation with.
We all know like the shit that white people can do, black and brown people can't do. Like white people can be in a big audience, like a big group, yell, do whatever the fuck they want, scream, like curse, and it's like, oh, fucking kids.
Well, I don't think
black and brown people do it.
I don't think he
it's
saw.
Like,
wait.
Am I in danger?
I don't think you're right, and I'm not disagreeing with you. However, on this circumstance specifically, I don't think he saw us in there having an animated conversation and thought we were dealing drugs on camera. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can see the cameras. I don't think he thought we were dealing drugs on camera. I think the idea is they always make rent, and the barbershop's never open. The barbershop's never open.
Probably didn't tell him what he was doing.
But they're still paying the rent on time. And they're paying all the rent.
Okay.
But the shop's never, every time I drive by here in the middle of the day, the shop's closed.
Okay. No, you know what?
What are y'all doing?
You know what? That makes sense.
Yeah, you can be black, white, Asian, whatever. I'm like, what are y'all it's only open at night? Like.
No, you know what? Now that you put it that way, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And that's why it's important to have these dialogues. Right?
Having it with the right people.
And having it with the right people.
You can talk all you want. Are you talking to the person who needs to listen?
Yeah.
Are you talking to the person who needs to hear you?
That actually makes a lot of sense when you really think about it. Like his perception, why it would be that way.
If he knew this for being a barbershop, and the barbers were paying rent on time.
Yeah.
But every time he drove by during the day, they were in there working. Every time you drove by, they would, or you walk by, they were in there doing their 1-2, and then you go by and shops closed, and you go by and the shops closed, and you go by and the shops closed, and you go by and then you go by and shops closed, and then you go by at night and the spot's open and there's a bunch of motherfuckers in there.
What y'all doing?
True. It's true.
And you don't know YouTube. You may be aware.
No, it's true though. Now that you put it that way, yeah.
He probably never heard of a podcast.
Yeah, maybe.
Bruh. Or he's listening to Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan don't look like us.
Right.
You know what I mean? The way Joe Rogan got his shit set up, that don't look like what we do.
Joe Rogan ain't in the barbershop.
No,
at all. He's on a set.
Right.
You dig? Like, you know shows for being on a set. His age range, he's probably still watching television.
100%.
We
Not
don't
even cable.
We watch streaming services.
It's true. It's true. And that's why it's also important to understand. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna ask. Do you feel like my expert opinion could work not in a barbershop?
Well, that's a good question. Because it's like on it's like
a barbershop
talk
show kind of.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think there's more than one barbershop. I think there's more than one barbershop. I think there are barbershops and.
Well, he's asking like if it's not in a barbershop.
Like if y'all was on a couch, you think
I know,
same?
But that would be for the people to decide. You know what I mean? If the barbershop was that much of a part of the aesthetic that they didn't want to see it anyplace else, then they would tell us in the numbers. If they didn't want to watch, I think it's more along the lines of the voices. I think the voices and the conversation that were being had were more important than the aesthetic and the set that we were having.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think we could have been in a Sprinter van and had that conversation, and people would still, after a while, right? After a while, I think once you get accustomed to who's talking and what they're going to talk about, then you can listen to that person talk anywhere. Mechanism Monday does not do like ill numbers. But I had never advertised my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like, I never told anybody I had one. I was literally just dumping this stuff someplace because I wanted people to have the information. And, you know, it was cool. I got used to doing it. It was a discipline thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'll set myself up to, you know, you consult so many people during the week, and like out of the 7 people you talk to, 4 of them have the exact same issue. Okay, well, that's going to be the subject for this month, because that's that for this week, because that seems to be the thing that people are really dealing with. And that's how I came up with those. I don't think it would matter where I do Mechanism Monday, right? The backdrop that I have now is my skateboard decks, but I've been on vacation, did it in a hotel room. I've been in conferences, did it in that hotel room. I've been in Airbnbs, did it in that. Like, I think the voice is more important than the location. I think the location is important because the Apollo Theater is not the Apollo Theater if it ain't the Apollo.
Right.
You can swap out the host, you can swap out the singers. The Apollo is still the Apollo. The log they have on the side that they go to for good luck, that's still
Sandman.
that. Right. But anybody can wear the Sandman costume, right?
Right.
You know, it's not the original dude. Anybody can wear that costume. Go out there, do a dance with the big stick, push somebody off, come out, tap dance, and leave.
Right.
Anybody can wear that. You can put a bunch of people in a barbershop. It won't be
My
us.
expert opinion,
It won't be my expert opinion.
Right.
So, do I think the barbershop is important? Sure. Do I think it's more important than the voices? Nah.
So I wanted to touch on Coachella real quick, because Missy was finally on there, right? Well, first of all, I didn't know Coachella was going on since 1999. And that's my segue into this conversation, because I'm not disturbed, but I'm like, side eye. So Missy was on there. No one, you know, the younger crowd usually goes to Coachella. They didn't appreciate, like, she came out with a fucking Transformer costume. Like, she did her thing. They didn't get it, but we did. We watched it online. Missy, we love you. You did a great job. But on top of that, it's like, besides the younger generation not really feeling the performance, T-Pain was there. Finally. He's another a newbie who's been out, obviously, for a long time. And he was saying how happy he was to have finally made it on the stage. Now, I think it's not, now knowing that it started in 1999, because I'm like, oh, Coachella, I think probably started like maybe 2010, you know, towards like maybe the tail end of T-Pain's career, but it's been going on since 1999, and it's like, I can't help but think that this shouldn't have been T-Pain's first time on the stage. He was huge. And I'm talking about not just hip-hop huge. I mean, this guy was on Z100, like pop stations, like, he was huge at one point. So it's like the fact that he even had to say that, I don't know, I just thought it was weird. Like,
who's in charge of that?
I don't necessarily know.
That's the question.
But, so I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
How many artists legendary have never won a Grammy?
True.
A lot.
Right? How many of your favorite
Hip hop artists mostly.
Sure.
Let's note that.
Sure. How many of your favorite actors don't have a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
True.
Right? How many of your favorite...
Or an Oscar, even.
Or an Oscar. Or
Isn't Angela Bassett still hasn't received an Oscar, right? She should have gotten that a long time ago. But see, so that's my point, right? Because I feel like Coachella, and a lot of festivals, not just Coachella, a lot of festivals weren't really like having a lot of hip hop on their bill.
Because we weren't looking to them for validation.
Is it that we weren't looking to them for validation, or was it that they ignored a genre for so long until the point where they just fucking couldn't? Because I feel like around 2015, 2016, hip-hop got to the point where all of a sudden Gucci aligned themselves with Gucci Mane. How many fucking years did that man, like, wait for Gucci to align themselves with him?
Two things can be true at the same time. Both of those things can be true. Gucci started like when? Damn near in the 1800s? Like, I'm not a fashion dude, but Gucci's been around for like ever.
Forever.
Like 1908. I don't know.
Very long time.
Yeah, what the fuck do I know? I'm wearing shell toes. I don't know shit
No,
about
and I love Gucci. Don't get it twisted.
I don't give a fuck.
But we're just having a conversation.
I don't give a fuck about Gucci. And this is where I'm going with it. The people who were in charge then are not the people who are in charge now. The people who are in charge now may be fans of Gucci Mane, and they're like, how did you never think to do this shit?
Right.
The people who were first giving out Grammys who, you know, Will Smith won the first one.
Well, with the Grammys is different. I think it's because they started counting streaming in 2016.
That's not
with Chance the Rapper.
That's not just it. What I'm saying
that,
is,
but that is a
no,
big influence
it's a factor.
in the Grammys.
But my point is, we know who should have gotten a Grammy in hip hop. We know who the classic album, what the classic albums are that should have gotten Grammys. We know Pun deserved one for Capital Punishment.
Absolutely, yeah.
Big L probably would have got one for The Bigger Picture. Like we know Gangstar probably would have, had the people who are aware had been sitting in those chairs.
Right.
The same people, you get mad at the Grammys in 2025, just please understand that the same people who snubbed these guys before are not the people who are in those chairs now.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. That hoodie is super dope.
I got pieces in the crib. I'm telling you, like some of my. Go watch My Expert Opinion. You've never seen me repeat a hoodie.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I pride myself on different hoodies too. You know, okay, so we have to have a hoodie challenge.
You don't want.
When you get back up, nah, you probably will one. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't want.
I got my little that's that ish hoodies. We have to shout that out. Black owned.
You don't want that smoke.
Oh.
Not for me.
Nah, yeah, you do have a hoodie.
Oh yeah, he got hoodie.
He got hoodies. He got
t-shirts,
hoodies.
he got
Okay,
tees and
hoodie
everything.
guard, you got it.
This is after the fact. Some of these have had to move to drawer space, and this whole row is black now. And I'm loaded. Like,
All right, now you got it.
You don't want it.
No,
You gotta leave him alone.
got it.
Yeah, you gotta leave him alone.
Spring, summer, spring, fall, military green, navy blue, blood red, steel gray, or rather gray, jet black, and then I have cream and white, but I had to stick those in the drawers because it was getting dirty.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
So,
Yeah.
cream and white. I got joints that have never been touched. I got joints that are like one-offs. They only made like 400 of them. I got like 2. I got some joints that I got a bunch of one-on-ones. Like I go to the guy who made it, and he'll give me the test copy. So I get the joint that nobody has.
All right, well.
Hoodie Mac.
Speaking of, well, no, this is a completely different. Sorry,
Moving away
that's
from
usually
clothes.
my segue, but so we asked you. We want to know who is on your Mount Rushmore of rappers, because that seems to be a topic. B. Dot has these lists going around, people cutting them up, but we want to
That nigga
know.
let's be off.
Sorry, B. Dot, but Foxy should have been higher up on the list. Just saying.
I'm gonna tell you what the biggest issue with List is. And this goes into like a tech company that I recently got involved in and started. We're gonna squash that, right? But on the surface, shout out to Hood IQ. On the surface, one of the issues with List is we never break down the criteria. I don't know what you're basing this list on.
True. I think it's just based off of like who you think deserves it. I don't feel like there is a criteria
Based
nowadays.
on what? Based on sales, based on influence,
I agree.
based on flow, based on talent, based on stage show, based on the company you kept, the crew you were with, the era you were in. What are we adjusting for? Are we adjusting for sales? Are we adjusting for CDs, strictly tapes, streaming numbers? Like what? Give me the criteria that we're using to judge this artist, and I can come up with a list. Every era has their grades. Are we going by era? Is this a GOAT list? Greatest of all
GOAT.
time?
When I say Mount Rushmore, I mean for you, who are your GOATs that deserve to be on Mount Rushmore?
I've also lived through several eras.
That's why I need those names.
Yeah, but the greatest in one era probably wasn't the greatest in another era.
So, but mix it up. This is according to you. There's no right or wrong answer.
You mean all time?
All time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then these are just my favorites.
Yes.
Right? My Mount Rushmore is gonna have more than 4 faces on it.
Mount Rushmore has 4 faces. You can only choose 4.
Those are all slave man.
Oh my God! Come on! Now you ruin it because now I don't. Now I'm not gonna fuck with the Mount. That's it. I don't even want to hear that phrase ever again.
Okay.
But come on. Humor us.
Excluding Busta because I'm biased.
You could throw him up there.
I'm biased. He'd never get a fair shake with me because he'd automatically be on the list, but nobody would.
He should be though. We were just talking about how like
tough.
underrated. Like people don't give him his flowers enough. Like he can spit his fucking ass off.
I think so too, and he's also one of the best performers the genre has ever seen.
Yeah, he is. He is. He
But
is.
I co-produced and A&R'd a bunch of albums.
But it doesn't matter.
So
It does. But still, like Busta had
If you're
videos,
telling-
futuristic videos,
if
like
you're
that
telling
Janet
me-
Jackson video,
if
like
you're telling
before
me he
anyone
could
was
be up
doing
there,
it.
then
Yeah, he can be. If that's how you
put him on
feel,
my
that's how you
list.
feel. Put him on the list.
Nas,
For sure.
Jay, Redman.
All right, slide one away. Pause.
That was funny.
Matt got two in his head right now. He's trying to decide which one.
Busta,
I like four in my head.
Busta, Nas,
It's Busta, Jay-Z, Nas,
Redman.
Redman.
That was 4.
Yeah.
All right, so we want to keep it at the 4?
Because other people deserve, like, again, we've done so much monumental shit, and they've been pioneers from different regions who deserve, like Scarface deserves a look. Outkast as a group deserves a look.
Yeah. Come on, you got 6 already. Technically 7, but we're gonna have Outkast as.
Big Pun only had 2 albums, but had he lived,
Yeah.
like, how incredible would he be right now?
Yeah.
Like Big L, if he lived, how incredible would he be right now?
Sweet people now.
He didn't say Biggie yet.
I didn't say Biggie yet.
Oh.
Because for me, Biggie's legacy is incomplete. That's another one who, had he lived,
Mm-hmm.
you know, how crazy would. There are certain people I believe that had they still been here, the face of hip hop itself would not be what we're seeing right now. Those people being Biggie, definitely Biggie, Big Pun, Big L.
Yeah, all those crazy lyricists.
Those three still alive today, with the chance to cement their legacies moving forward, moving from the sales era, like the platinum sales era, into the digital era. I think those people frame hip hop in a different way. Jam Master Jay too. But like artists, like rapper wise, those 3 dudes, I believe, had they lived, rap wouldn't look like it does now.
About
Yeah.
Tupac or no?
Pac two. Pac's another one. Pac's another one. Because we never got to the point where these people got uncool. You know, when you die, you're immortalized as you are right then and there. We never got to see them age. We never got to see them say anything politically incorrect. Or, you know, make a bad album or make a misstep, etc., etc. They didn't live long enough to make the mistakes. But I also believe what they brought to the table, talent-wise, would have set the bar for where rappers wanted to be. Like, if you're a kid when Biggie passed away, you know, your influences, you know, you got Jay, you got a handful of others.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, Biggie was incredible.
He was incredible.
Pun was incredible.
He was.
Big L was incredible.
Yeah.
Pac, like, not even lyrically, but just the shit he said
As far as
that
a
everybody
movement.
felt.
Pac,
Yes.
Energy-wise, Pac. is
Energy
crazy.
wise, absolutely.
If you have that still here influencing shit, like, they influence their peers.
They were leaders in their own right, absolutely.
So, in other words, the rappers who are still rapping, with these guys running around the world, you would have rapped different. And the influence would have been different.
But you don't think that maybe a Nas and a Jay-Z, like, they rapped to the, you know, I mean, obviously Pun was Pun, Biggie was Biggie, and Big L was Big L. But I feel like they kind of like matched the bar in a sense. At least a Jay-Z and a Nas. So you don't think that their influence was enough to like set the bar? Because I think even if they were around, I think that we would probably still see kind of the shift. Maybe not as much because we'd have more lyricists on deck.
But that's the answer. How much? How much? Jay and Nas, of course. But my point is, Pun, Biggie, Big L, Tupac would have influenced even them. There's influence. There's Biggie influence with Jay.
Absolutely,
They were neck and neck peers.
Right.
They were eye to eye peers. They went to the same
100%.
school together, but like one influenced the other. Nas absolutely got Pac
influence was inspired by some of the things that Pac did. Maybe not the rhymes or whatever, but like his spirit, his style, the movement. He was inspired by that. Pun, like imagine a legion of Puerto Rican, Spanish, Latino, Latin kids with Pun to look up to.
Yeah.
Like murdering everything moving, clearing motherfuckers the fuck out over these tracks. Like Big L. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, the younger generation talks about him. We have that Mexican OT up here, and he was like,
and
I was like, how the hell do you know that
because
Big L?
he's a spitter. Like, again, imagine
Yeah.
Big L with a Rockefeller budget behind him.
Right.
Because he influenced Jay. There's a freestyle of him and Jay going back and forth, and L was cleaning him up. Like, L was really doing his thing.
I remember.
Imagine, you remember that joint? Imagine that guy still alive for Jay to look at and go, oh shit, he's about to drop. Oh shit, Pun's about to drop. Oh shit, Pac's coming out with an album. Like Nas sitting there thinking of his next joint. Oh, Pac's about to, oh shit, here we go.
That's a good point. There was like competition. Like competition was at a minimum because we lost those greats. That's a good point.
You get more of these elite level entertainers, writers, storytellers in the mix. The influence goes further. More kids grow up wanting to be like Pac. More kids grow up wanting to be like Pun. More kids grow up wanting to be like et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In addition to wanting to be like Jay, wanting to be like Nas. And then who knows what kind of album Nas comes out with Pac's influence still in the world, or what Jay does with Biggie's influence still in the world.
Right.
Or how Biggie decides to rhyme, seeing the numbers that Pun just did. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shit like that.
yeah.
The numbers that Pac just did. Oh man, like, we got, and the industry is full of copycats anyway. So if
Right. So I say this all the time.
Pun goes double platinum, then if you're an industry exec, you go, I gotta find me another one of him.
That makes sense because even like in media, right? We're kind of like that. It's like, well, they had this person on their episodes. We gotta have, like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's healthy competition. There's a difference too. Like we have to. There's a distinct difference, like between healthy competition and that other competition, that ugly competition. Like healthy competition is different, and I think you're right in that respect. Like they would have had more healthy competition in music.
DMX.
DMX, yeah.
Who knows what DMX would have been if Pac was still alive and they were able to share space.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
who knows? And when you lose influential people, like not just influential to the audience, but influential to other artists, you get more of that out there. I'm repeating myself, but my imagination just tells me that things would look different if kids grew up, kids who are in their 20s, mid to early 20s now, grew up listening to another Pun album or Pun disciple or Biggie influenced rapper, like somebody who came out trying to sound like Biggie because Biggie was selling all the units, so they want to sound like him. And now this kid is listening to that guy who got it from Biggie, or this kid's listening to that dude who got it from this one.
Yeah.
Or, Lauryn Hill. If we'd have had more, she's not dead, thank God. But if Lauryn would have had more, if we got more miseducations, imagine the women, imagine the rappers, period. Lauryn is nice, with or without ovaries. That woman is God tier with what she does.
Yeah.
So imagine more from her in the pond, in the pool. You got a big ocean, you got a big lake, but there's gold bricks in it, and there's more gold bricks, and there's more gold, and there's more diamonds, and more. Of course, you want your lake to look like that. You want your shit to look like. I want to do it. I gotta do it like this. I'm rambling, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
no, you're not rambling. Like this is real shit.
Who did the white boy look up to?
That's a good question.
Eminem.
Yeah. Did he say Kanye or Mace? I forgot who he said.
Which white boy?
It's only one white boy.
Oh.
Well,
who did M look up to? You're wondering.
Yeah, I was thinking if he looked up to like Biggie.
He named
Big L at some
Biggie,
point.
Jay-Z, Nas and them Andre from Outkast, Jay, Daz and Corrupt.
Oh.
He named, Redman. He named.
They
his
definitely Big
influences.
L. He's named.
Yeah, he named his influences. He's influenced by some of the best ever.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You listen to that list: Redman, Andre 3000, fucking.
Andre is nuts.
Yeah.
Pause.
Andre's not. He's another one that upsets me.
He's an alien though.
He upsets me
Why does he upset you?
because he won't rap anymore.
I know he likes his flute.
He's
but
crazy though.
He's protecting his peace.
I get, and that's the only reason why I can
He's protecting his
let
peace.
it go.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a hot take. I don't believe him when he says he's protecting his
You
peace.
don't?
No, because his original reasons for telling everybody he didn't want to rap is because he didn't want to be the old guy rapping.
I remember that.
He
saying.
did say
He
that.
said that.
This
He did
protecting
say
his
that.
peace thing sounds more convenient than anything else. I remember his original reasons where he was always very much invested in the concept of ageism in hip hop.
And that was at a time where it was prevalent. Ageism was prevalent. But in the recent years, and we have these conversations all the time, it's like, you know, the legacy and older rappers are having a resurgence and people are appreciating them. And thank God, because the last time we were here, we had a conversation about Lil Uzi not being hip hop. And Sub was on the opposing team. And it was a healthy conversation. But even since then, I think that was about almost 2 years ago. Since then, a lot of the legacy rappers have been dropping albums, doing shows, and people are starting to appreciate them now versus in 2016 when nobody wanted to hear from the old guy. That was a really big tone in hip hop, but within the last 2-3 years, all of a sudden, because again, in rock, they praise their elders. You know what I mean? In hip hop, it was a completely opposite. Now I feel like we're getting to that point where we can praise our elders and actually appreciate the legacy artists.
Do we still have
now?
many elders? That's
Yes.
still.
We have a lot. Whether we acknowledge them or not is different. We have plenty. I got in an argument with a rock writer, like Rolling Stone. And dude looked like a real rock head. Like a leather vest, white Greek tied shirt, wallet chain, rings on every fingers, white slick back going on. Like he was grayed out, but he still looked like, you know, he was about that action. Dude looked like he did coke with Lennon.
Woodstock.
on purpose, like off of a Ringo Starr drum kit. Like he really looked like, and me and him had an argument.
About what?
Because he was like, you seem too smart for hip hop. And I got insulted.
That's disgusting.
How
dare you?
I was on that tone.
Like, rappers have to be smart. You know what it is to put words together with a cadence rapidly? Like, how dare you?
You're going to feel bad when I finish this sentence.
I am?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he was right.
Don't say that.
Not me being, he said, he said, how do you guys allow your best to be put out to pasture? He was like, I don't understand you guys. He was like, your greats have to leave the fucking country to get their due, to get a show that makes sense. Your best. He was like, Ozzy Osbourne can fart on stage and sell out an arena. You guys have your greats and you let the kids run your fucking household. You let the inmates run the asylum. He was like, I don't get you at all.
Nah, he killed us. It's true.
You sacrifice integrity and artistic genius for youth as if they're not gonna grow up. And I remember this.
He
clearly.
fried us. He deep fried us like an egg roll.
Hooked me.
Yeah, he did.
I'm standing there ready to fight. I was ready to debate. Debate is what I do. I was ready.
I know you were.
I didn't get a word in.
Nah,
when he'd have started lying, I would have stopped him.
Right.
He roasted me from point, like he never said anything I could dispute.
Yeah.
He was like, your whole culture is run by people who don't give a fuck that it's a culture.
Yeah,
and true. You let it happen. You let the inmates run the asylum. You let kids put the grown-ups to bed. I don't understand how you are running around out here claiming hip-hop.
My heart, because it's true.
He was like, Mick Jagger is damn near 60 or 60-something years old, and I go see him, my son goes sees him, and he brings his son to go see him, and we all sit there and listen to the Rolling Stones. Your kids don't know what's the guy's name? Big Daddy Kane. One of the most incredible rappers I've ever heard in my life. He's the most incredible rapper I've ever heard in my life. And I mentioned him to my son. He had no idea who he is. I was like, your son likes rock music. He was like, my son likes all music. But the fact that he doesn't even know who he is means that blah, 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 blah. But
the fact that he knew what it was kind of like shut you down too, right? Because it's like, damn, he knows who Big Daddy Kane is. Like, he obviously appreciates the culture. If you know who Big Daddy Kane is, you appreciate the culture.
And he doesn't give a fuck about hip-hop. He's a rock and roll guy. He didn't give a fuck about that.
Dive bar, yeah, all that.
He was with the shits, but when we started talking hip-hop, he's right.
Yeah, no, but I think the sentiment has changed. He's absolutely correct, but I think the adults are taking it back.
He was right then.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
I think the 40% drop in overall sales, I think the music being as repetitive as it's been, I think people are looking for a fresh perspective. I think the Kendrick and Drake battle had a lot to do with bringing lyricism back to the forefront. In a
lyricism,
different way.
Yeah,
in a different way. I think, who's ever side you're on, which I think is corny, but whoever you
it's a real thing.
Yeah,
it's a real thing. We're Team Aubrey in this. In Apartment 5H, just FYI.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, don't.
Ooh. Sorry for your loss.
Sorry for your loss.
You see what he said to us? I'm talking to the bottle with the glasses. You see what he said to us?
You would have to.
Shut up!
You would have to talk to him about it.
No, listen, but no, there is something to say about loyalty in that respect, okay?
What do you mean?
That Drake put on mad people, and a good portion of those people that he aligned himself with very early in their career, he didn't have to align himself. He had his own lane. Mm-hmm. And those same people, turn their backs on him.
Well. Okay, here we go.
Let me go on and get this cup ready.
Yeah, go on.
Let me go on and take a sip.
You might not like how this ends.
Go on, my Aries brother.
Everyone you start with isn't who you're meant to finish with.
Now, that's a fact.
God damn.
I agree with that.
Circles become dots.
Yo, what? This is mechanism. What today? Today's Wednesday? I thought you did this on Mondays.
When it's don't ask for rematches, I got it.
Damn.
I'm on the gram tonight.
That is true, but I'm just saying, as far as loyalty is concerned, though.
What are you loyal to? Who are you loyal to? What were you loyal to? Is it the same person you started with? Because he may not be the same person anymore. Who he grows into, who he changes into, what he does behind the scenes, what kind of person did he become? It's one thing to be loyal to an idea, the ideal.
I think a lot of us do that.
Most of us do that.
Yes.
We're loyal to the idea of something.
Right.
To the concept of something. But that thing changes. That thing evolves.
That's true.
What makes marriage strong is the idea of choosing that person every day. But that person's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
And if they don't stay the same, nothing fucking does. So if I was loyal to you when you put me on and you became a different fucking person that I can't co-sign anymore, am I disloyal? Am I a piece of shit that I stab you in the back?
No.
Or are you showing me who you've actually always been?
Damn, Mike, why are you doing this?
You're showing me who you've always been, and I can't co-sign that. Everybody changes. Everybody grows,
I agree.
But the money reveals who you actually are. People who are who they are,
the money
when
and the fame
there are
does.
no longer consequences for being who they are. Right? Money erases most people's consequences. I can talk to you any kind of way because you can't do shit to me. My money's not dependent on you. My household's not dependent on you. I'll say what the fuck I want.
Yeah, you have less to
lose.
lose. Yeah, you have less to lose.
My boss, on the other hand, is a different story. I'm gonna watch my tone with you because there are consequences for how I talk to you and how I move around you and the things I do. Mm-hmm. But if I have no fear of consequences from you, that's who you know who people really are. I've worked with worked with people
that's true.
who treated me one kind of way when I worked with them. And the second we weren't there anymore and I proceeded to excel and they didn't, the attitude towards me completely changed.
Absolutely, yes, this does.
But bro, I know who you I know who you really are. You're not fooling me. I saw you when you were in power. When you were in power, that's who you really were. When you had the money, when you were up, that's who you really were.
Yeah.
B, who have I been since you've known me?
I can't front. You've always been the same, Mecca.
Have I acted
since 2016? That when I first met you, and when I first met you, he was so nice. I just stepped into the music industry. You were so embracing and welcoming, and you've always been the same person since day
Did
one.
I ever try to get in your pants?
No.
Did I ever
no.
try to put you someplace where you were gonna be uncomfortable?
Nope.
Did I ever talk to you crazy?
No, as a matter of fact, whenever you were around, I was like, okay, I have someone that has my back, like no matter what, like seriously.
Because I've been exactly who I've been. So if you're loyal,
Yes, you have.
if you've ever been loyal to me specifically, if you've ever fucked with me in any kind of way, I'm exactly who that guy was.
Yeah.
I've grown. I've changed.
As you should. Everyone
I
does.
stopped dyeing my grays. But I'm the same dude. Money reveals who you are. When I was up, when I was down, nobody knew because I acted the same way
Right.
both times.
Right.
When I was all the way up, stupid up, nobody knew.
Mm-hmm.
When I was low, when I blew a bunch of money doing shit that I thought I needed to do, nobody knew.
Mm-hmm.
I was the same dude. It's not like I went from luxury clothes to. I'm the same guy, right? When I look at these celebrity relationships, I see a lot of people who, you weren't who you were when we were splitting pizza.
Right.
We were splitting wings. You was a
Right.
different dude. When you got up, you started acting different.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden it's all this slick talk and all this. A word? Oh, okay. Okay. Heard
I
you.
feel you.
Heard you, Playboy. No. Say less. Remember this though.
Keep it right in my back pocket.
Keep that same energy when the time comes around, because the tables turn.
I was just gonna say the tables always turn.
I've been running around this industry for like the last almost 20 years, maybe more. I got one philosophy: you'll need me before I need you. I've said that to everybody who's ever tried to fuck me over. You'll need me before I need you, and it's always been true.
Amen.
If I showed you my call log right
Oh,
now,
I'm
the
sure.
people who have hit me trying to get back in my good graces after they did me dirty. If I showed it to you right now, 1, 2, her, him, them, her.
Yeah.
And it ain't a long list. It ain't a long list, but I remember, and I told them, you'll need me. Just remember, before you do this thing to me that I don't deserve.
Yeah.
Key word. I don't deserve this thing you're about to do. But if you're gonna do it, I'm gonna sleep fine knowing that you'll be calling me before I call you for whatever the next thing is. So before you burn this bridge, just remember, I'm gonna use this fire to smoke a pack. You can burn this bridge if you want. I'm gonna use it to light this pack up. Handle your scandal.
It's not working.
But
No,
I do the right thing. I treat people the right way. I do my best to never. I do no harm, but I take no shit. I treat people. Everybody gets treated the same way.
Well, I just spoke at the Clive Davis Institute this
Oh,
weekend.
that's fire!
Yes, to some students.
That's dope.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Golf clap. That's dope.
Thanks.
Good shit, B.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Put that on. I ain't see that on the.
I put that on the gram. You better go like it.
What'd you put it in your stories?
No, I put it on my profile.
Okay, say less.
You better go like my little. You too.
I ain't see it.
And you too. All of y'all.
I ain't got no signal.
Go like my
What the
little.
fuck am I
When we get up out of here, you better go like my photo.
doing?
But
No goddamn signal in here.
Yeah, signal.
my point is though, is that I was speaking to the students and I was giving like tips about publicity and stuff like that, because I do publicity and content. And one of the things I told them, I said, always treat everyone with respect. I said, because that intern tomorrow can end up being the
president.
SVP of publicity at Atlantic Records. Like, you don't know what that person will do tomorrow, next month, next year. So you treat people with respect no matter what position they hold, because you do not know where they will be tomorrow.
How about you treat them right because it's the right thing to do?
That.
And it don't take no energy
No, it doesn't.
to be cool. It really doesn't.
Just
to just
be
stick
a
your
nice,
hand
be a
out,
good
dab
person.
somebody.
Yeah, I know.
Bro,
I know.
how many times have I met you? Like twice?
Twice.
Right? What did I do when I walked in the room?
Shake hands. That, yep.
Looked you in the eye. Never seen him. Never knew him before. Nothing. But you sitting with her, right? You sitting with self. I'm cool with self. I'm super cool with her. So if you cool with her,
Right.
I extend That takes no. What did I do when I walked in?
You walked up with your hand out first.
Takes no
Ask
effort
you what
to
your
be a
name
good
was,
person,
dapped you up. Now, if I see you in the street, what you think I'm gonna do?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That takes nothing to do.
To just not be a shitty person. just don't be a shitty person.
Why?
Like, that's
I
it.
started off as an intern. I remember being homeless. I remember when it was low. I remember. I ain't going too far to remember what it used to be.
Yeah.
So none of this shit really bothers me like that. Am I gonna die from? No. I'm not going out of my way. It's not going out of my way to treat somebody else like shit. For what?
Yeah.
He ain't done nothing to me.
Right.
He hasn't done anything to me.
No, I agree.
And even when you do some shit to me, it's like,
No, but there are some people in this
you're telling
industry.
on yourself.
No, there are some
Right.
people in this industry, like, they just get so gassed so fast, and it's like they don't know who you are, they don't know what you can do, but those are the people, like, they'll treat you a certain way. You don't even know. You don't even know.
My pops told me.
I've probably accomplished more in my career than you have.
Yeah, but they
How dare you? But you want to come at me like I'm a second-class citizen?
they'll never even think to ask the question.
They will never. Like, what?
My pops told me there's certain questions people. I said in front of my father one time, there's no such thing as a stupid question. He said, yes, there is.
Oh yeah, I always tell people that.
I said, what's a stupid question? He goes, one where the answer doesn't serve you anything. That was a dumb question for you to ask. The information didn't do you any good, didn't help you at all.
Oh, that's interesting. That's
So
an interesting perspective.
I said, what about when people meet each other and they say, like, you know, what do you do, where you from, et cetera, et cetera. He was like, well, those aren't stupid questions, but they're using them to size you up.
Absolutely.
I said, how do you mean? He goes, they're trying to figure out how much respect they need to give you. Where you from, where you went to school, how old are you, where do you work? Those are qualifying questions. They're really just trying to figure out how much respect, how to talk to you.
Yeah.
He said the best way to eliminate that is to talk to everybody the same way. It's way less work, which is why I never ask anybody what they do. I don't ask anybody how old they are. I never care where somebody went to school.
Yeah.
And I never care what position you are in life. If you're cool, you're cool.
Yeah, whether you went to Harvard or no college at all, I don't really give a fuck. I'm gonna still give you the same respect. I don't care.
Because I'm not looking to you. If you're a dickhead.
Well, that's I think that's opportunist. I think opportunists do that, and they judge you based off that, because it's always about what you can do for them. If you're not an opportunist and you give a fuck about someone's character first, then it's like those are non-factors.
I'm gonna tell you why I agree with you. I'm gonna tell you where I've been wrong. I've had people around me who do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C, who were cool as shit with me. And when I needed someone who did X, Y, Z, A, B, and C, I didn't ask them. And they got mad at me. Yo, motherfucker, why didn't you let me get that gig? I would have did that. Bro, I didn't know what you did. I never asked you what you did.
Right.
I had no idea. Yo, how the fuck we been cool for like 6-7 years? You didn't know that I do blah, 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 blah.
No, because I fucked with you off of the strength
We
of
don't
who
talk
you are.
about work, bro. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't know. Sis, I'm sorry. I had no idea you were a stylist. I would have completely called you.
Yeah.
How you not know that my bad? And that's really bitten me in the ass. Like, that's really come back to haunt me on several occasions where I could have looked out for somebody who I really fuck with in real life and gave the gig to somebody else or put somebody else on. And I've had to apologize for it. I had no idea.
Well, that's why I do ask those questions.
Yeah, that's the only time.
That's the only reason why I don't ask those questions to see how can I use this person. I ask these questions. If I use, it's not necessarily using. It's how can I put you in position.
Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. There's nothing wrong with using someone.
No, I'm just saying. But it's
everybody getting used.
But it's mutual.
You're used,
right? Like if you're
useful.
That's what I'm saying.
What you don't want to be is useless.
But this is the point. It's like if you're doing something for me, it's inadvertently also benefiting you. It's never gonna be a one-way street with me. Ever.
No, listen, even if the only thing you get out of it is the knowledge that you help somebody who you fuck with in real life,
100%.
that's a payoff right
That's
there.
it. But it's always gonna be a two-way street. It's gonna be reciprocated. It's not gonna be one way.
I want us to get out of this whole you use me shit. Like, You're mad that he misused you. You're mad that you
Right.
did something for him that he wouldn't do for you. He
Right.
wouldn't put you in the same position you put him. He wouldn't help you out the way you helped him out.
Yeah.
That's what you're mad at.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at being used. If you were useless, no one would call you.
100%.
My phone blows up because I'm useful.
Useful.
Yeah.
Very. I can really take a motherfucker from point A to point Z.
Yeah.
I'm super useful. I have ties and plugs all over the place where I can really help somebody.
Right.
I don't help everybody, but I could. I can help you. That's why people call me. I'm not used to I had to get over that. But you just want to use me. Motherfucking right.
yeah.
Don't you want to use me for something? I can help you with something. Don't you want to?
I think it's just the way you do it and what, how you position it. I think that everything is optics, right? It is optics.
Too many people are way more concerned about how it looks than how it is.
God damn it.
Another quotable.
Did you get that? Did you write? All right, we can talk after this.
Way too many people are overly concerned with how it looks versus how it is. Artists in particular.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Damn, you're right. That is profound. Like it's true. Even not even just in your career, in real life too.
No,
in like
everywhere,
relationships, like
it looks a certain way,
it's true.
but how it is terrible. Y'all look like a good couple. Behind the scenes, he's beating your ass.
And sometimes it's the reverse, right? It's like, on the surface level.
It looks janky. On the inside, y'all happy as shit.
Yeah, like damn you, Mecca.
People mad at Neo for having 4 wives. On the inside of that house, they happy and functioning.
No. Okay, no.
I'm chilling.
No. We're not doing that because his situation. I mean, yeah, but it's like
voluntary.
Okay, it is. But what I don't like, they're not allowed to date other men. But
They signed up for that.
Yeah, no other men.
Remember free choice? Remember my body, my choice? They're all making their own choices. I think everybody needs to respect their choice.
I respect their choice, but it's like I don't think that you should put rules in effect like that. If you're
Every relationship has rules. We all go. That's what makes it a relationship.
You got 3 wives.
If I can't afford them.
You're so stupid.
Can't fucking afford them. I live in New York City during Trump's era. I can't afford no fucking 3 women.
That's
What are you trying to do to me? We'll be all under a bus. We'll be living under a fucking bridge, happy as shit, but under a bridge.
Making your own milk and cheese.
Yeah, she gonna have to sew these pants up. All these hoodies I got, we gonna be fucked up.
Shit.
You're so stupid.
No,
but he did. But that's nasty work. Like I can fuck all y'all, but y'all can only fuck me.
Welcome to America.
You agree with that?
If they're okay.
What?
Let me.
Y'all agree? I know
let me
you
help
agree
B,
with
let me
that.
help you.
You agree with that?
Let me help you.
I agree.
I am cool
course you do.
with anything that anyone wants to do that's not hurting somebody else.
I am too. Like I feel like even if you're a drug user, as long as you don't steal or hurt anyone to get your fix.
Handle your
handle your scandal. Like I agree.
I know. I've met men. I've been to some pretty wild parties.
I knew it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I told you he likes bondage.
Well, here we go.
I know you do. No, you look like the type that like the whips and chains.
I need you to stop projecting.
No, I don't do those things. I have a low threshold
Stop
for pain.
projecting.
I don't like that.
B, I need you to stop it. That's the second
I
time
can
you
tell.
brought that up.
I can
and
tell.
the fact that you think you can tell means you're looking for something very specific.
No, I don't like that. Scary.
Because I can't tell for shit, but you said 3 or 4 times
No,
you can tell.
I'm scary.
And here's the worst part. You're like dead wrong.
Really?
You're dead wrong.
Aww.
But I'm cool.
She said, "Oh."
No, because that means
Like
that he's
that's
like
disappointed.
no, it's not disappointing. It's like, oh, so you're like the opposite. You're like a real like a sensual man.
No, B, no.
No?
Your radar is all fucked up.
No, first of all, my radar is correct.
How? You've been wrong twice. You're
Because we were just talking about the whole. I don't know if I want to bring up that conversation. Go on.
Okay, listen. I've met people, individuals. I'm cool with a bunch of porn stars. I hear all the stories. I've met men who enjoy seeing their women with other dudes. I've met women who enjoy seeing their men with other women.
Fuck that.
What I can tell you is the main reason I'm cool in these circles, even though they know I don't participate, is the same reason I'm cool around people who sniff coke and they know I don't participate.
Yeah.
Same reason I'm cool around people who drink liquor and they know I don't participate. Same reason I'm cool with gangsters, lawyers, NAACP, fraternities. Like, I've been recruited by almost every organization you can think of. The Bloods, the Crips, the Folks, Low Lives, the NAACP, literally, the Black Panthers, like a bunch of people. I'm cool with every circle I've ever been in for one main reason. I don't judge.
Yeah.
I've never made a face when I've heard that somebody likes something that I'm not into, right? I just like women. I'm old school. I just like women. If you want to bring
give me
on,
the woman.
if you want to bring on an extra one, I'm cool with that. I like them. I like that original recipe. No disrespect to anybody.
No, whatever floats your boat.
But I'm a real meat and potatoes kind of guy. Like when it comes to, I like the old school thing. You know, don't wear no drawers. I'm on that kind of time. Sundress, all right. Your friend coming, all right. Like I'm
Okay.
But when I've been in circles with people who do other shit, what I've noticed is, number one, they don't want you around if you're not down. Like, and if you're not down, just don't judge.
Yeah,
as
100%.
long as you don't make them feel fucked up about what they're into,
Right.
they're cool.
Right.
Because they're not asking those people, the people I'm talking about, they're not looking for validation from you. They got their own circle. And the reason why they keep it small and keep it quiet is because they don't want to be judged for the shit that they like. Right. I respect it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you judging me for the shit that I like. Even though my shit is basic, but I don't want to be.
No, you can still be judged. Yeah, people can still like, that's all you like. Like, yeah,
exactly.
I'm good.
I don't want to be told that's it. Like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, that's funny. I didn't invite you in here. Like,
I get you.
No, she's coming. You go home. Like, we're fine. Same thing with the neo situation. I've met polyamorous people. They keep it low. They don't want to be judged. They don't want to hear shit from people who don't get it or ain't into it. My homeboy was in a poly situation. It was him, his new woman, and his child's mother who flew back home, and then they all got drunk one night after a couple of months. She was staying at his place because they had kids together. Staying at his place, one thing led to another, they went nuts, right? They woke up the next morning, decided, hey,
that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, like maybe we can 3 incomes under one roof. That ain't so bad. Like, why don't we, hey, the kids he was happy as shit. I got both my kids here.
Yeah.
She had a kid. His daughter just came. He had both his kids. Everybody was happy. You know when it fell apart? When the woman who came back home leaked the information at Thanksgiving to her family. She told them what was happening at the house. The fact that they were all living under the same roof and sleeping in the same bed. Her mother went ham breaking that situation up. Getting her daughter out of there. Even though her daughter was happy as shit. But because she didn't understand it, and because she didn't like it, and because she judged it, ew, that's nasty. Wait, so he gets y'all and y'all don't get nothing out, and here she comes. Meanwhile, they were happy.
Yeah, I think if you're happy and you're being respected, then
which is where I look at Neo. The second any of those women don't like what's happening, the fact that they all work, which I thought was key, because I see a lot of women talk about you laying up with this nigga and you working, bro. If they're working, they're financially independent. If they don't want to stay, they can go.
Yes.
That's key.
That is
I have
key.
my own money. I don't need to be here. I can go get my own apartment.
I think it's very important for a woman to always have her own motion. Now, I don't care if you're with a rich man. Have your own
If
motion.
they were all financially dependent on him.
No, then
now he's really calling the shots.
Yeah,
now
and the dynamics change.
Now he can subject him to some real degrading shit. And I'm not saying he's on that. I don't know the man.
But it does changes the playing field.
When you're dependent on someone financially, when
you're calling the shots.
Whatever they say goes, and it don't matter whether you like it or not. All his women, one of the requirements, according to him, was that they all have to work. And I was a little curious on that because I'm like, you can afford whatever it is. Why do they have to work? Oh. Because if they get uncomfortable, if they decide they want to step off,
they can go.
They're not financially tied to you where they have to be here and they have to put up with your shit.
That's actually commendable.
That's tough.
That's actually
He
commendable.
don't look like such a bad guy now.
Nah,
do he?
all right.
I fuck with Neo. Yeah, I fly right, Neo.
All
Yeah.
right, Neo.
Trust me, when I heard they gotta work, oh, you cheap son of a bitch. But it was like, oh, wait a minute. Wait,
That's valid,
wait.
though. That's valid.
No, my first thought, oh, you cheap motherfucker. Ah, that's
Yeah,
some
of
bullshit.
course. But that's valid. Because
Yeah.
as a woman, like, I feel like it's very important to always have your own motion because you don't ever want to be trapped in a situation because he's paying the bills.
I think everybody should.
Everyone should. Yeah.
I think I've seen modern women, I hate that term, but like all this 50-50 talk and everybody beefing and shit. Most of these quote unquote modern women are single because they want to be paid to be in a relationship.
Well, I'm single and I don't want to be paid in a relationship, but most women probably do.
But you're also an exception to the rule that I'm talking about, which there are exceptions, right? All people ain't one way.
No, but the trend is that, like, so what you got going on? Like, what are you gonna pay for? Like,
what is that? What are the consequences of that? Okay, first of all, what's the alternative? You're doing it by yourself.
All right.
You're doing it by yourself. All right, cool. Or you can do it with somebody. Somebody came along and told me half of my shit was you just gonna take half this off me.
No, I think it's important as a woman to bring value. You gotta bring value. Like, for me, like, I don't ever want to be in a situation where the value isn't 50-50. Like, okay, listen, if the monetary isn't 50-50, like, fine. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I do want a man to pay for the dates. Like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But I think that the value has to be 50-50. I don't ever want to be in a situation where a man brings more value than I do. I don't. I want to be able to bring my value in other respects. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the same category. It could be in a different category.
See, the problem is value is subjective.
Very
That's
true.
why you gotta meet somebody.
It depends what you value.
Who values what you value.
100%. And that's so hard nowadays because I value integrity, respect, character, like, and it's really hard. Yes, and it's
things
really
that you
hard.
can't really monetize. And welcome to my life in this industry.
Yeah, no, I understand. I've been in the industry for 9 years. Like,
I've been
this is just
invited-
music.
I've been invited out of rooms because of how I won't get down.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Deadass. Like, when you ask me why my career is where it is, which I'm happy about where it is. It could be better. There's some certain
Could be
things
worse, could be better.
There are certain things
Right.
that I could have done, right? But then I look at the opportunities that I've had because of who I am and because of how I get down. And then I look at the opportunities I didn't get for the exact same reason. And what I trade one for the other. Well, that one was me jerking that dude and skating with his bread just because I couldn't. He wouldn't have been able to do shit about it.
Right.
This one was me recognizing that I couldn't couldn't do the job the way he wanted it, and I gave him the money back. Like, this one I gave the money back. This one I could have jerked him. This one they were going in this dude's budget and taking all kinds of bread, and I could have got in with the good old boys network and kept doing that foul shit. And then this one is where I walked out because I'm like, I can't do that shit.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat there.
Foul as fuck. You want me to put this dude in the red just like blowing his money on all kinds of shit? Just cut? No, I'm not doing that. And I don't get the job.
No, I declined people for clients. Like, it's like, your numbers aren't up and I can't make people care about you. Not yet. You gotta work a little more. Because, I don't ever want to take someone's money and I don't deliver what they expect. Because I'm never gonna lie to you.
Right.
Like, I've been in media for about 13 years, music specifically 9. I can look at someone, just profile, just everything as a whole, and know whether or not I should pitch you to, like, a Hip Hop DX or a Billboard. And it's like, you're expecting a certain outlet, and if I know you're not ready, I'm not going to pitch you because I'm aligning myself with you, right? Like, they don't understand how the domino effect works. And there's been plenty of times where I don't take people on because you're not ready for, like, what I can deliver, like, who I'm pitching you to, you're not ready for that. And I won't take your check because I don't ever want you running around saying that I gave Bianca money and she didn't bring me back what she said. I'm never doing that. I'm never doing it. Your reputation is everything. And I would never put that on the line for a check. If I can't, I'm going to be real with you. This is what I can get you. That's not good enough for you. Then you can go to a publicist. She's going to tell you that, or he or she will tell you they can give you this. And they're not going to, and they're just going to take your money. I'm not doing that to you.
But you paid for it.
I guess, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no,
I'm not doing that. Again, so I agree with, I understand where you're coming from. I'm not doing that.
I had a client pay me. I was out on tour. And I did some work, but I could not do what I said I was going to do. I gave the money back. You get the money back. There you go. You know what? You're absolutely right. You're right. You tried to contact me. I've been on stage. I'm on somebody else's tour when I'm doing work out here.
Right.
I don't have time to do anything. You're absolutely right. Here. Oh, it didn't come all the way through? All right, I'll send it. No problem. Give me 24 hours till the thing clear, and I'll send the rest through. But here's all your money back. You're right. I apologize.
Yeah, you ain't never gonna
Didn't
run
mean to
around.
waste your time.
Wait,
Didn't mean to waste your time.
we didn't get the versus question. You know, every episode we do a rapper versus rapper question. We gotta get your perspective. Okay, who are we gonna choose? Let's go based off of his Mount Rushmore.
Oh my.
We're gonna go based off that. You got one?
Trying to pick someone different that we always don't pick.
No, I think we should do like a Redman versus Busta.
What about?
Busta got that.
Busta got that?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He does. I'm trying to think how can we trip Mecca up?
Oh, that's not.
No,
That's not a thing.
no, we like this is what I mean. Like who can we use?
Oh
Bless
shit.
you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I don't know. Huh?
Twist on who?
I don't think we can do this. We had we spoke about so many people. Like I don't know if we can trip Mecca up.
Yeah, he's gonna be hard to trip up.
No, okay. Well, what you think about it? So let's get. We're gonna leave this up to Jim. Jim, that's because he usually comes up with the questions. He's
You
usually,
go ahead, motherfucker. I'm just.
We had someone here. We spoke about the Beanie Siegel versus Jada V, and that went viral. It was so good.
That was good.
That was so good.
That was a good one.
So let's go. Let's get into Busta Rhymes. So, how did you even start working with him? Wait a minute. Let me get the backstory before we get into the project that's coming up in May.
I told him one of his verses wasn't that good back in the day.
You told him that his verse wasn't that good. How did that blow over?
It didn't. It didn't go great.
Wait, tell us the scenario though. Like, where were you? What song was it? Like,
He invited us down to the studio. He was working at a Platinum at the time.
okay,
And he was warming up for, I think it was ELE 2. He was warming up for, so this is a minute, because ELE 2 took like 11 years to come out.
okay.
And I done a cover story on him for The Source. Great story. And he showed up to the photo shoot, everything went great. I went to Hawaii to interview him. It was like,
Oh, that's a nice assignment.
yeah, it was really good. It was like the Pro Bowl, I think, like the like football. They played it in Hawaii.
Okay.
So I went there, he was performing, so I went down there to get the interview. It was super dope. And he invited a bunch of us to the studio, not just me. He invited a bunch of us to come and listen to the new shit. And I remember specifically I heard like 1 or 2 songs. And he was like, stupid, right? And I was like, he kind of gave me the,
You gave him the honest opinion? That's hilarious.
it's the only opinion I have.
I know,
It's
but
literally
but
the
it's
only one I
Busta
have.
though. Like he was probably like, what? That was brave of you.
He respected that.
No?
It just, I mean, no. You only lie to people you're afraid of.
Oh, talk heavy.
I don't fear anything.
Okay. So what happened after that when you said it was so?
I didn't just leave it at that. I told him why it was so, which I think is the big part of the critique for people. I don't people think I hate.
They do.
Yeah, and I don't know where that came from.
You are seen as like a hater sometimes.
I don't know where that came from, because I'm like the biggest proponent of new artists and dope artists and fire. I never speak on shit that I don't like.
I think it's because you don't patronize shit that you're not passionate about. And other people, like, you know how this industry or just this world is. Like, everyone's like, oh, that was fantastic. No, it wasn't. But nobody speaks their mind and speaks the truth.
Fantastic compared to who? Like, I don't know what your taste
But
are.
that's the problem, right?
Yeah, but that's part of the problem. Like, if you have been eating McDonald's all your life and I take you to Tavern on the Green, you telling me it's nasty, all right, well, you used to McDonald's, nigga. Like, we're not going to have the same conversation. Like, I get it. Like, okay, you think this is gross, but you eat chicken nuggets all the time. And shout out to McDonald's, but There are levels. When I was a kid, McDonald's was a reward.
It was.
Top tier.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was back in the day.
Yo,
But
bro.
it was a different McDonald's.
But I got some money as a teenager, and all of a sudden, Red Lobster was like top tier. Now that's A1. I'm not really
100%.
fucking with Burger King anymore.
And let me get the cheddar biscuits to go too.
All of those.
Let me get
All of
another.
those.
Let me get another round of Gap.
What was it like? They had beefsteak Charlie's and Outback Steakhouse. All of a
Then
sudden,
Applebee's.
Applebee's.
Outback is my shit.
What's the Italian spot?
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
I hate
Come
Olive
on, bro.
I hate
As a-
Olive Garden too.
But as
Sorry.
a teenager,
It was disgusting.
young,
even
no,
still.
no. These places with top tier. Now I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I've been to Tavern on the Green. I've been to STK. I've been to the Russian Tea Room.
Yeah, there's levels. There's
I-
levels.
I've
Oh, the
eaten
Russian
it.
tea room. I had a nice little like.
Where's that?
Oh, it's
It's
on
on,
54th. It's like 54th, right in the 50s
Russian
on the
tea
east side.
room, okay.
Oh, the Russian tea room.
I've never been.
Definitely
Yeah,
getting the
it's-
buns off of
it's-
some Russian tea room.
It's crack.
Russian
It's
tea
crack.
room.
You clapping them
But
cheeks after
again,
that.
Your tastes have to be in a certain spot.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I didn't appreciate Stevie Wonder. When I hit my 20s, okay. I hit my 30s, oh my God, this motherfucker's a genius.
He talking, yeah.
I was gonna say he cooking up.
Same thing with Prince. I wasn't like, okay, then you get a little older, it's like, holy shit, my God, this man's just fucking genius.
Yeah.
You, shit appreciates,
Yeah.
right? Things switch up. When you tell me that this is whack, okay, well, what are you used to? Because if you tell me your favorite is such and such and such and such, oh, well, of course it's going to be whack.
Yeah. That's true. That's
Right.
You
true.
like, you like Chipotle. Okay,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to appreciate the caviar coming out in this,
No, 100%.
The
Yeah.
Tiffany's has a brunch. You wouldn't know anything
Yeah, you
about
always
that.
order chicken fingers, even though I love chicken fingers. But I'm just saying,
Everybody-
but if you always order chicken
I
fingers,
can
you
go
may
to
not.
McDonald's and get a Frosty, but like, make no mistake, I understand I'm going to McDonald's for a Frosty.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's these things. When your tastes have elevated, you don't go backwards. When I talked to Busta about his verse that day, it's because I recognize you for being able to do shit here. What you played me is here. It should be here or here. If you're going to get mad at me for telling you that, that's your prerogative. It doesn't make it any less true. And this is coming from somebody who knows your legacy, knows your albums. I know your work. I know your criteria. I know your bar. If you're under your own bar, that's all I'm telling you. If you decided you want to be under your bar, if you decided you want to go get a Frosty from McDonald's today, all right, cool. Just understand that that's a Frosty from McDonald's, my nigga. Like, that it doesn't change that that's a Frosty from McDonald's.
So what did he say? Like as far as your critique, like how did
He asked me like what's wrong with it, which was like the main thing. And I told him like, well, this part and this part. And I went through the verse and I was like, well, I don't see that you stretch to make that rhyme, and then that syllable right there didn't really connect. And I don't just say that's whack. I went through
Why it's whack.
like why it's under your standard.
Yeah.
And he was like, pull back up, and I'm gonna fix it, and then come back through and like let me know what you. Where do you work again? Or like the source. He was like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah. Come back around, and what do you do at the source? You in the mailroom? I'm the music editor. Oh, cool. Pull back around. Well, I'm gonna fix it, and then let me see what you say. And I came back around, and he fixed it. And I
Okay.
was like, oh, all right, yeah, you got it. I'm quiet. He was like, what about that other shit? I was like, And we went back through it, and I didn't write nothing down for him, but he wanted to fix it based on the things that I was saying, and we started kind of a working relationship from there. But he didn't name me his A&R until we got to ELE2, which was 2020. It was like right on the tail end of the pandemic. We went through that whole album together, and after that it was Blockbuster, and now it's Dragon Season. And Dragon Season is in 3 parts.
Okay.
First time I've ever been listed as a co-executive producer.
Congratulations. Yay.
Yeah, that was a big deal for me. Like, regardless of whose project it is, it's still like a major thing.
Absolutely.
Bus hasn't had an A&R since Chris Lighty.
Oh.
So, you know, no pressure or anything.
Yeah, right.
Walking into the shoes of a fucking iconic giant.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, no pressure though. You know,
Yeah,
just
I mean, light
calm.
work.
Just the first guy since, you know, this guy.
Yeah, wow, that's a big
Chris.
deal.
This
Oh, I'm
fucking
so happy for
monumental
you.
ass. You know what I mean? That's an easy shadow to get out from under. It's only the size of the fucking Grand Canyon. But you know, it's been an adventure. And it's been a privilege to be in this position based on honesty and integrity. I'm honored to say that I got here by telling the truth.
Amen. I'm so
And
happy
not
for you.
stabbing somebody in the back and
Right.
not cutting somebody's throat and not being a yes man and laughing when the joke's not funny.
Right.
Or commenting when it calls for quiet, or being quiet when it calls for a comment. Like not sucking up and kissing ass and sucking dick all over the fucking place just to get next to somebody. Like,
Right.
I'm happy to say that I never compromised my integrity in any fact. You know, I've been quiet when I knew that what I was gonna say wasn't gonna be received. Time and place.
Yeah.
I backed off when I knew he's not going to receive this. And not just talking about Bus, but like all the other NDAs is, okay, all right, you got it. You know, I'm not telling you I've been a bull in a china shop every time. And it's not my way or the highway. You also have to understand that the artist is inspired by something specific.
Yeah.
You got to give them room for that. But whether you think it's a smart thing to do or not, sometimes you got to trust and see where they land. Bus does that a lot. He'll start off on a verse and I'll be like, but then he has a plan for it. And when it's all said and done, I'm like, I get it. I didn't know you were going to rhyme that part with that part. I thought you were going to rhyme this part with this part, and that part didn't rhyme, so I didn't know what the fuck you were thinking. And then but then you got this little thing here, and you're going to do that, and then that shit goes down. Okay, well, I'm glad I shut the fuck up. No notes, I'm quiet. Like, I'm glad
Yeah, it's also like knowing when to talk and when not to, right?
You got to know your artist.
Yeah.
You got to know your artist. He's effectively my artist. As I'm A&R in the project, he's effectively my artist. I know when to put a battery in his back. I know when to try and calm down. I know when to tell him, hey, Killer Mike's on this record. He's probably going to try and bust your ass.
Step up.
Yeah. Toby Negwiwe is about to send his verse over.
Oh, yeah?
He's probably going to try and bust your ass.
No, he's definitely going to try.
You know we got Coast Contra coming up. And there's 4 of them. They got to try and bust your ass.
Both.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I let it go the first few times.
Okay, last story. The original, I think how we really got cool, we were at Rip the Runway. Remember that back in the day? Busta and Spliff perform. You know, the outfit changes, and it's all one big fashion thing. We backstage at Rip the Runway. I'm listening to Royce 5'9's bar exam. I tell the story all the time. And I'm making the face. Because, you know, Royce is
retarded.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
He's another kind of animal altogether. And on the bar exam, this nigga was airing out everything moving. And I'm making the face. I look like I just bit a lemon. I'm in the car just losing my shit with my headphones on. And I feel somebody tap me. You know, you say, yo, tap him. Tap him. Somebody taps me. I'm ignoring them. Taps me harder. I take the headphones off. What, nigga? Bus is calling me from across the room. I look over. What's up? Who that? Who you listening to? Who that? Who that? Oh, it's Royce the 5'9 shit. Oh, word? It's Eminem's man, right? Yeah, this new bar exam shit. Oh, it's dope? Oh, shit, it's crap. He looked at me like I kicked his sneaker, like I took his shoe off and tossed it in the Hudson.
Growling like a lion.
Yeah. like I did something, like I insulted him. Okay. I ain't say shit. That was about like 6 o'clock. like 11:30 that night, same night. Whatever kind of drink he had, whatever kind of weed he had, the party's over. Well, he been thinking about it from point A to point B. He calls me. Man, it's Busta Rhymes. You got that nigga Royce's number? Yeah, I got it. Get him on the phone. Call the guard right now.
That's dope.
Call the guard. Get him on the phone. Need to break bread with the guard right now. Call him on the phone.
Why are you doing the perfect impersonation of
How much time I
Busta?
spend around this motherfucker?
Wow. Okay.
I call Royce. He gets him on. Royce, my nigga, Busta Rhymes. We need to do a track, my nigga. We need to do something right now. Like, this shit is urgent. The way you ripping shit apart out here, I need to get down. Like, fuck we doing right now? You one of us. It's time we acknowledge you as one of us. And I'm listening to all these flowers he's giving them. And in my mind, I'm thinking, he's lining him up. He's lining him up. He's not doing this on some flowery.
He want to kill.
But we'll see, because I'm not sure. The song comes out. Bus runs up with we come to the studio. Make that face now, motherfucker. This nigga here. I'm like, okay, alright. I think I see a pattern here. Hold on a second. So I do it again. This time I'm listening to Section 80. Kendrick shit. And I happen to have Kendrick's number. This is back when he first started. I remember he did like an in-store at the what was the record store that was in Union Square?
Virgin.
Virgin
Records.
He does an in-store at Virgin Records, and fucking J-Rock was his hype. That's how far back
Wow.
this goes. Yeah, J-Rock was hype man for him. So I had Kendrick's number. I just interviewed him, and alright, let me see if this works the second time. We in platinum. Put the headphones in. Spazzing out to Section 80. I keep looking out the corner of my eye to make sure he can see me but not see me. I'm like off to the side. I'm still in this. And he happens to look over. Yep. I look over, dance the whole dance all over again. The whole thing. Word for word, the same shit. Same thing. Later that night, he calls me. You got that nigga's number? Get the guard on the phone right now. Call the guard right now. Fuck that shit. No, I can't take it. I can't take it. Call the guard right now. I get him on the phone. Same shit.
That's dope.
I see you out here doing your thing, young king. Young God, we need to
lining them up.
Wow.
What up, young God? I see you out here doing your thing. I'm just saying, like, we need to hop on some motion. We need to get some motion. And I'm like, okay, all right. Next thing I know, the Rigor Mortis remix comes out. It's Bus and him. It's his record, Rigor Mortis, but now it's featuring Busta Rhymes. They did a remix. I'm like, okay, I can put a battery in his back. When I just gotta aim this gun, he's competitive.
All psychology.
And that's me. I'm one of the most competitive dudes, but he is the most competitive rapper I've ever met in my life. He's got the accolades. He's got the money. He's got the fame. Famous people walk up kicking his verses to him.
And he has the skills too, you know?
Well,
Definitely
he
got
rapping his
skills.
ass off.
all he wants now is who's the best. That's all he cares about now is who, like, I'm trying to put numbers on the board. So when I came up with the idea for Dragon Season, I named the album. When I came up with the idea for it, what I wanted was, let's go get all the way I framed it was, let's go get all the newer spitters who are in your tree, who are of your lineage. Let's go get as many of them as we can. People who have Busta Rhymes influence.
Yeah.
And let's rap with them. But in my mind, that's what I said to him. But in my brain, what I thought was, let's go get all the people who can potentially embarrass you on a track. And you'll know that. So you turn the volume up on your shit. Let's get it to the point where you are fighting for your life.
Yeah.
So you have to step up.
Yeah. Right.
And I think we, Toby and Weeway, Killer Mike, Coast Contra, Russ, La Russell.
Russ is tough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now I didn't pick nothing but people who I
Russ
know.
is tough.
No, they're all
Busy,
spitters. Yeah.
right? And we missed a couple. There's a couple people I wanted to get, but we couldn't reach in time.
Next time.
Who we have, I'm very happy about.
Oh, I was just about to ask you about the collabs, but you told us. Thank you.
I didn't tell you everything.
But you gave us a little nugget.
Yeah, but
Enough.
there's one
No, come
coming
on.
out on this next one. I'm
Yo.
not gonna say.
Yo, you better not give that information to nobody else.
Everybody has to go listen to the album to get this one.
Okay, well, just making sure.
Boss is tough.
When you see the name, you're gonna
I'm
know
just making
why
sure you better not give this information to nobody
Listen to
else,
me.
Mecca.
Listen to me. When you see the name on this track, you're gonna know why I kept it to myself.
Okay. Because, I mean, listen, Busta is good. Like, he had, Kodak Black on his last project. Like,
He wants to reach the youth. Kodak Black, Chris Brown.
So he's good, yeah.
Young Thug,
Right.
Quavo. Like, he never wants to be the guy who, the OGs ain't helping us. They're not giving. He never wanted, because he was a youngin'.
Yeah.
When Chuck D from Public Enemy helped him. And he'll tell that story as many times as you let him. He's never gonna be the guy who's like, yo, fuck them kids, they don't know what the fuck they.
No, that's dope of him. He does.
Moray, like he goes and seeks out. So this time he went and got the youth from a different tier, a different category.
You can't give me a hint?
Of who? The one I'm talking about? Nah.
Not even like a little bit? Where he from?
Say it again?
Where he from?
He's from New York.
Okay.
He's from New York. That's about as much as I get.
Okay. We gonna figure it out. We'll have these conversations. And
It won't even be a question. When you see it, you'll know. I promise you it won't be a question.
I'm gonna call you.
You're gonna see the name and you're gonna be like, holy shit.
It's a holy shit situation?
Yeah. Especially for y'all.
Yeah? Well, that means he's from the Bronx.
Sound like Jay-Z.
Trust me, when you see the name, you're gonna be like, wow, you didn't tell me. Oh, you didn't. I'm gonna be everything but a child of God for not telling
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be worth it.
And Dragon Season is dropping when?
Can I tell you?
Or it's coming soon?
It's yes. I don't
very,
know
very soon?
He hasn't released the date yet. I don't want to say before he does. That's valid. Has he? No, he hasn't.
Okay, but very, very soon.
Yes.
Summertime vibes?
Maybe before that.
Okay, like spring, summer?
Yeah.
Like even if he drops in the spring, we're still gonna be able to listen to this on a rooftop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like by the pool, by the beach, like,
Boss tough.
Okay. All right, we're gonna look out for that. Dragon Season.
You'll see.
I'm so proud of you too. Congratulations again.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. And see, the my expert opinion stuff didn't even hurt.
No, I think. What do you mean, as far as like addressing it or
Yeah.
being on there? No, listen.
No, see, look.
We asked the
Almost.
questions. Look, we asked the questions with integrity, and we're totally cool with getting the answers with integrity. That's what we stand on
I feel
here.
bad for all of you who thought you were gonna watch this and see me slander him like anybody. Just for the record, I'm not wired that way. I never have been wired that way. I'll tell the truth because I'm not afraid of the truth. But slandering somebody in order to get where I want to go has never been my MO. I've never done it. I'm not going to start today. I don't have nothing bad to say about anybody. Anybody. So if you're looking for that, just moving forward, no, you're not going to see it. However, pull up on my YouTube channel and you may hear some truths that, maybe somebody else didn't ask me. Not you specifically.
I'm about to say, let me pull this out of my back pocket. What you talking about?
Keep your back pocket to yourself.
Well, I got on leggings today, so I ain't got no back pockets.
exactly
You
why
lucky.
you need
You
to
lucky.
put
I ain't got no
that
back
pocket
pockets today.
Unless what you want to call a back pocket is something different.
No, but we appreciate you pulling
I
out.
didn't know if she was going to. I had no idea if she was going to. I don't even know if she caught that one.
I caught it.
Of course.
Caught what?
See?
I caught it.
Now you gotta tell me.
The credit card swipe.
Oh, no, I am no scam. Listen, what Bianca does is all clean.
Hey.
Clean money.
Hey.
Like,
She missed it
no
again.
sponsors. Why? Come on. Don't tell me now.
I'll tell you off camera.
That means I gotta end this episode because now I need to find out what the fuck they
No.
talking about.
Right.
No judge.
Right.
That ain't why you got in the episode, but you probably should. We've been talking for a while.
Yeah, we gonna figure this out. But
Well,
integrity.
she's gonna figure it out. We
Period.
know.
I'm gonna get these motherfuckers when we get off camera. So thank you for pulling up and watching. And stay tuned for Mecca's Next Moves and Dragon Season by Busta Rhymes. And I guess that's it for now.
Mr. Mecca on YouTube, Mr. Mecca on Instagram, Mr. Mecca on Twitter. Pull up, like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. I'm about to get it popping and it's going to get very interesting moving forward.
And tap in Mechanism Mondays.
I'm going to put that on YouTube
Okay.
too, just so people, make it
You only got like one on me because I went on your YouTube. I do my due diligence when someone's coming on. So I seen the last one you posted.
You saw the last one.
The one.
There are a bunch of them up there.
Nah, well, let's go.
Yeah, a bunch of
Let's
them
go.
up there. There's
And
so many.
Well, listen, and maybe you need a publicist. I don't know.
You can't threaten me with a good time.
All right, we gonna wrap it up now. Thanks, everyone.
Peace.
Yo.